action plan regarding policing services across these areas. We will be paying particular focus to the suppression of criminal activities, overt and covert security forces presence, managing vendors and general vending activities, traffic management with the focus of alleviating congestions and curtail the movements of criminals who choose to go across the space.
ACP Phipps was speaking at a press conference on Thursday at the office of the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation. He says the JCF's efforts will include a collaboration with the KSAMC, the Jamaica Defence Force and the business community. ACP Phipps explained that town centres and markets will be monitored extensively.
We will be disrupting the movements of illegal firearms and contraband through stop and searches of suspicious persons in town centres and bus parks, searches of passenger vehicles and vehicles suspected to be stolen. We will be enhancing proximity policing through high visibility and contact with citizens. We'll be executing planned operations and spontaneous policing operations and activities in communities and the business district known to be frequented by criminals.
Michael Phipps, Acting Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of Area 4. Meanwhile, ACP Phipps says the police will be enforcing strict traffic management strategies in addition to the traffic changes in sections of the corporate area for the holiday period.
The Yuletide season is usually accompanied by an increase in commuters and a greater volume of vehicular traffic. This coupled with the public disorder along the roadway, and in particular the market and business district, is really likely to result in traffic congestion if not proactively managed. Against this background, the police will have very strict traffic management strategies, including the already announced traffic changes and enforcement measures to ensure the smooth flow of traffic.
Downtown Kingston is among the areas that will see traffic changes effective December 9, that's Monday.
They are as follows. Awood Street is now one way heading onto Orange Street. West Queen Street is now one way entering from West Parade to West Street. West Street is now one way moving southerly, and this is between Spanish Town Road and Beckford Street. Pechon Street is now one way moving southerly, and this is between Spanish Town Road and Darling Street. Beckford Street is now one way coming from Orange Street moving westerly.
Acting Assistant Commissioner Michael Phipps, head of the Area 4 Police. Investigations are continuing after a policeman was gunned down at the intersection of West Avenue and Beechwood Avenue, Kingston 5 on Friday, December 6. The murder has left the Jamaica Constabulary Force in mourning. The policeman has been identified as 47-year-old Corporal Christopher Smith. He was attached to the Kingston Western Division. Reports from the Halfway Tree Criminal Investigations Branch are about 10:54 p.m. Corporal Smith drove his private motor car to a petrol station in the area to purchase fuel, unknowingly entering on an active robbery scene. While he waited to be served, one of the robbers attacked him and shot him several times. Members of the public assisted Corporal Smith to the hospital, however he died while being treated. The Police High Command has directed that the Chaplaincy Services Branch and the Community Safety and Security Branch provide support to Corporal Smith's family and colleagues. A 48-hour curfew has been imposed on several communities in the Red Hills area of St. Andrew. The curfew took effect at 6 p.m. on Friday, December 6, and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. on Sunday, December 8. The affected communities include 100 and Park Lanes, Red Hills Road, Kingston 19, and a section of Whitehall Avenue. During the hours of the curfew, all persons within its boundaries are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized by the ground commander. Director General of the Office of Utilities Regulation OUR, Ansel Hewitt, says the Jamaica Public Service Company JPS has installed almost 600,000 smart meters across the island. He was speaking Thursday during an online engagement forum put on by the OUR titled Eastern Focus. The forum was held to discuss utility matters in St. Thomas, Portland, and St. Mary.
A good thing that has been happening is the rolling out of smart meters. JPS has reported that as of the 1st of October, almost 600,000 customers have smart meters across the island. We note that the smart meter rollout for Portland and St. Thomas was completed this year, joining St. Mary, which was already completed. We are informed that about 12,468 meters were changed in St. Thomas this year. We expect that the smart meters will allow easier reading of your bills, make estimated bills and aberration, and enable faster reconnection and enable JPS to identify and fix faults much more rapidly.
Personnel from the JPS, the National Water Commission, telecommunication companies Flow and Digicel were also available to address the utility concerns of residents in those parishes. Mr. Hewitt also revealed that several water improvement projects are being undertaken in the 3 parishes.
Like the Ferry Hill to Boston Castle to Long Bay Pipeline Water Project for Portland. And we're told that contract has been signed and it will be done at a cost of $60 million. In addition, NWC has informed us of the following project coming on stream already. The completion of 3 projects spanning Stanton Road, Stanton, Spring Garden, Chiswick, and Hill 60, which include changing to more reliable source, pipeline replacement, and pipeline extensions. That's in St. Thomas. We're told that there are also 5 projects that are to start to include this installation or extension of pipes in Crab River, Somerset, and so on. These are a number of projects that are announced. So St. Thomas, there are some announced. So Portland, and there are some announced. So St. Mary.
Answered Hewitt, Director General for the OUR. He stated that the OUR will continue to monitor those projects to ensure that the benefits to NWC customers match the capital investment they are required to fund through their bills. Danishka Williams will be the People's National Party's standard bearer for the Southwest St. Anne constituency in the next general election. The constituency is now represented by the JLP Xavier Main in the House of Representatives. Ms. Williams, a former Deputy General Secretary and Vice President of the PNP Youth Organization PNPYO, is described by PNP General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell as an active member of the PNP Patriots who brings a wealth of service and dedication to this new role. Dr. Campbell also states that Ms. Williams' selection is a testament to the PNP's ongoing efforts to champion women in leadership, and with her addition, women now make up over 35% of current standard bearers, bringing the total number of female candidates to 22. Ms. Williams says she is honored to be given the nod to be the party's standard bearer.
I am honored to be confirmed as the People's National Party candidate for Southwest St. Anne. This is more than an opportunity. It is a responsibility to champion real change for the hardworking people of this constituency. My excitement comes from knowing that together we can transform lives by paving the way for sustainable development, improving access to quality education and healthcare, building better roads, ensuring access to reliable water supply, and empowering our youth to unlock their fullest potential.
Danishka Williams, People's National Party's standard bearer for the Southwest St. Anne constituency for the next general election. To news now in the region. Australia's landmark legislation banning social media access for under-16s has ignited intense debate in Barbados, leaving figures, parental and youth rights campaigners divided over the potential implementation of similar restrictions in the country. The world first law passed by Australia's Parliament on November 28 mandates tech companies to prevent underage users from accessing social media platforms or face fines approaching Australian $50 million. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese argues the legislation is crucial for protecting young people from social media's potential harms. Paula Ann Moore, spokesperson for the group of concerned parents of Barbados, believes the government should stage a national debate to weigh the pros and cons of implementing such a law in the country. On the international scene, Syrian rebels have entered and taken control of several neighborhoods in the key city of Homs, the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights says. The Syrian army has taken the decision to withdraw security forces, saying the city can no longer be defended, a Syrian army officer tells Reuters. Earlier, a U.S. official told the BBC's partner CBS that the capital city Damascus is falling suburb by suburb to the rebels. In the city, if the city of Homs falls, Assad is in deep trouble, writes the BBC's Middle East correspondent Hugo Pachega. Rumors are swirling over the whereabouts of President al-Assad as the mood in Damascus is one of confusion and fear, says the BBC's Sebastian Usher. Let's now turn to sports because Stets, they have won the Ben Francis Cup and they have defeated Clarendon College 3-1 at the National Stadium. Kaheem Lewis, he gave Stets the lead in the 27th minute. Henry Johnson then doubled the lead in the 45th minute. In the 90th minute, it was Jordan Blake that put the issue beyond any hope that Stets would have won. Justin Hills had pulled one back for Clarendon College from the penalty spot in the 69th minute. Omar Wedderburn is the coach of the Stets team.
As I said before, I can talk about the game after the fact. And as you can see, we are the defenders of the St. Elizabeth, and look at us in blue. It's a pleasure. We wear blue today because it's godly, you understand? So we come here today with a lot of heart. And I want to welcome all of our staff to championship. Coach Harrison win championship already. I have Coach Pencil behind me. It's first time we have our new management. So we are really happy, and it's almost a decade now since we win anything at Stets, and I think this is the way to start,
What a start. That's Omar Wedderburn. Meanwhile, in the big one, the Da Costa Cup, Garvey Maceo, they will tussle with McGraw, and that will start at 6:15. Now, West Ham striker Mikel Antonio has been involved in a road accident. The Premier League club said in a statement. West Ham said the thoughts and prayers of everyone at the club are with Mikel, his family and friends at this time. The club said they would issue an update in due course. No details of the player's condition or further information about the incident have yet been given. And now for a recap of the top stories making the news at this hour. JCF set to heighten their presence in the corporate area to prevent a surge in criminal activities during the Christmas season. Investigations are continuing into the killing of a policeman at the intersection of West Avenue and Beechwood Avenue in Kingston last night. Danishka Williams will be the standard bearer for the PNP for Southwest St. Anne in the next general election. I'm Andrew Cannon. You can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com and on the Nationwide app available on Google Play and the App Store. News is next at 9 tomorrow morning, but stay tuned because up next is Eric Swaby with Sports Nation Live.
Outperform, outlast, with top performance, Jackhammer, reliable, full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electrician. Fancy leg tools, 3 parts and 3 repairs. 3 parts, 3 repairs. In 2 to 3 years. Hilton, available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-61114. Delta Supply, we service what we sell.
Happy holidays from Team Adam and Eve. We invite you to indulge in a relaxing spa atmosphere or gift someone spa pampering this season. Visit us at www.adamandevedayspaja.com for e-certificates or WhatsApp 876-567-2142. Relax, refresh, and respite with us today. We have Christmas packages starting at $8,500. Book a massage, facial, mani-pedi, or hair service at Adam and Eve Day Spa. You deserve it.
Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Stay ahead of the curve with our cutting-edge reporting and accurate breaking news coverage.
We are having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Hear it here first on Nationwide 90 FM. Tune in, turn up the volume, and listen. We bring a mix of news, entertainment, and sports to your lives.
Nationwide 90 FM's live and continuous coverage of the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary.
News and discussions week mornings.
Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning.
Entertainment in the afternoons, then news again in the evenings.
Nationwide news at this hour, fired.
Also tune in to the entertainment and sports shows in the nights and on the weekends.
It is Boy Things After Dark right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Everything is news, from current affairs and entertainment to sports, business, and other categories.
Nationwide 90 FM. This is Beanie Man. Give it to them. Zaga, Zen.
From every whisper to every commotion.
That's rubbish. The KSAMC cannot investigate itself.
Every news story unfolds here first at Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Every sound is a story, and every story we share is news.
Okay, good afternoon. It's Saturday, December 7, 2024. If you bowl it, we'll eat it for 6. If you pass it, we'll score it. Give us a pool, we'll dive in. And as fast as the starter's gun fires, we're at that finish line. I'm Alric Swibble. This is Sports Nation Live on Nationwide 90 FM, nationwideradiogm.com and Flow Channel 916. You can also tune into our program live on our YouTube channel, Nationwide 90 FM. And remember to like, subscribe, and share our content. And we'll open the lines at 7:30 to take your calls. The numbers to call are 876-630-9371, 876-630-9372, 876-630-9373, and 876-630-9374. Coming up, we have another packed and exciting lineup for you. We'll be talking football, cricket, NFL, and much more. But first, an athletics lesson from 1 Corinthians 9, verse 24.
1 Corinthians 9, verse 24. Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. Did you notice when reading this verse that it doesn't say you must win or you will win? It is actually telling us that the kind of effort and dedication victory requires. Competing with integrity is the key here. Anyone can cheat and win, but what does that do us morally? It's not about winning at all costs or abandoning your values to do anything it takes to win. This is telling us we need to perform at our absolute best and have the self-discipline to compete in a focused, well-practiced, and strategic manner. If we do that, we will perform in such a way that will be nearly impossible to beat. Will we get beat sometimes? Absolutely. However, in performing with honor, we can feel victorious even in a loss.
Okay, so that was our athletics lesson from 1 Corinthians 9, verse 24. No feature, you just had to be there. We relive Rossi's beating Clarendon College 2-1 to secure their 11th hole on the Isha Da Costa Cup title at the Montego Bay Sports Complex in 2017.
We're off here for the 2017 Da Costa Cup final here in the tourist capital of Montego Bay. The clearance only as far as Williams. Phillips with the overhead kick. Goes through to Nikhil Daly! That's his first big opportunity. And the marksman from Clarendon College makes the seas pay. The opening goal in this contest comes in the 35th minute. And CCR ahead in this Da Costa Cup final. Oh, Reed picks it up. It's a big chance for Rossis now. Reed! Montego Bay is rocking! From the Russians with love, 1-1. Huntington with a miss. Rossis scored goal! It was written in the stars. Leonardo Fogati to his father. An emotional goal, an emotional strike. And the Russians celebrate because they have one hand on the title. The Russians are screaming for the end of this match. They're screaming for a title. They're shouting for the Da Costa Cup. They're just moments away now. The celebration will take the form of a long line from Montego Bay to Watson Taylor Drive. That is it! The Russians have done it! The Costa Cup title, number 11! seas high. And Coach Bassel Reynolds, they will celebrate long into the night. In his first year, at the first time of asking, Bassel Reynolds delivers the big one. And the Seas are your 2017 the Costa Cup champions.
Okay, so that was our feature. You just had to be there, where we relived Rossies beating Clarendon College 2-1 to scare the 11th hole on the Asa da Costa Cup title at the Montego Bay Sports Complex in 2017. We take a break and we come back with more here on Sports Nation Live.
KFC festive feast for the holidays. Full of power with my friends and my family. KFC bucket of the flavor. Something for everybody, time for we celebrate. 12 piece of chicken so delicious. Fries, biscuits, coleslaw, mashed potatoes. And the Pepsi. Crunch the holiday with KFC. It's the festive feast for you and
Crunch the holidays with the KFC festive feast. 12 pieces of delicious chicken, sides, and a 2-liter Pepsi. Try our new KFC dessert biscuits. KFC, it's finger licking good.
You can have it all. Company events, birthday parties, or the wedding of your dreams. It's all possible at Grand Palladium Hotels and Resorts. We have magnificent event rooms and a dedicated team that will make your event the best experience that only Grand Palladium Hotels and Resorts can offer. Contact us at 876-619-0000 or call your favorite travel agency and ask about our promotion designed especially for you.
Okay, good afternoon and welcome back to Sports Nation Live. I'm Alex Ribby, working with Kevin Williams on the other side of the glass. And if you're wondering where's Wayne Walker, he's on leave, much needed leave, so we'll not be hearing from him today as he normally would rove around the various sporting events. So Wayne, we hope that you enjoy your leave. Well, we continue with football as the curtains will come down on the 9th staging of the Pocket Rocket Foundation 6-a-side Peace Through Sports football competition when Medley Mixers take on Friends for Real in the final at the Red Stripe Sports Complex on Sunday. Over $1 million in cash and prizes is up for grabs. Shelley Fraser Price, founder and chairwoman of the Pocket Rocket Foundation, shared her excitement.
So the reason behind the football competition is to bring community members together, giving them the opportunity to succeed and also to use it as a vehicle for change. And the main priority, I would say, for the football competition is creating peace through sports, is getting the young men to understand that they are a part of the community and we can come together, we can have fun, we can celebrate each other, we can uplift each other, and we can play a game of football. Doesn't matter where we're from, doesn't matter, what street we're on or what community we belong to. Once we are on the field, we're seen as equals, and we really want to unify them in that way. Definitely, I have seen this being fulfilled just in the interactions that we have with each player and just how they interact with each other on the field and off the field. Even if there's an incident on the field, just the interaction with them during that game, the ability to, pick a player up and to say sorry, or to even say sorry to, just staff overall if they feel that, their temper got the best of them. So we have seen where a lot of our players have been mature and really just exhibiting, qualities that we want to see in young men in the game of football that they can also use to showcase their talents as well as dealing with situations that may arise when things don't happen the way they want it. So the quality of the teams this year has been tremendous. There's a lot of different teams that have been in the competition. There are a lot of goals that have been scored. So far, 2 teams have made it to the finals for the first time. One team is a team that just joined the competition, so it's their first time. Another team has been trying for 4 years. and it has been super, super competitive. And it breaks my heart that all of them can be winners, but I hope that they understand that they can come again and they can try again. And we're really looking forward to an exciting finals on Sunday, because I have seen just the transition from the opening round to the quarterfinals to the semifinals, and how hard these teams fought to be in the finals and to be also playing for the third place. So it gives me great joy to see just the growth for the competition and also the quality of the young men that are playing. And I'm hoping that from this competition they'll be able to branch out and, who knows, join a Premier League team, a Division 1 or League 1 team. But I'm hoping that they'll be exposed and they'll want to continue to work on their skills. Unfortunately, I don't have a favorite team, even though the street I'm from, which is Ashoka Road, was in the competition. They dropped out at the quarterfinals, I believe. I would have loved for them to go to the finals, but they're not in the finals. But I don't have a favorite team. I'm supporting every team because, for me, I'm a competitor. I understand when competition is happening, it's who bring their A game. Doesn't matter where you're from, what shirt you're wearing, or what's the name on the back of your shirt. Everybody's there to win, and the best team won, and the best teams are going to the finals. So we're just excited about that. We're excited about our finals on Sunday and looking forward to the intense competition. And we just hope that spectators will come out from, whether it's from the Waterhouse community, but other communities, they can come out and have some fun, look at the excitement. As usual, we are grateful for our sponsors that continue to invest in the Pocket Rocket Foundation. They are the reason we're able to continue hosting this competition for the 9th year, and we look forward to the 10th year. So I have to give a big shout out to, FESCO, as well as San Marino Paper Company, as well as Rymax, Grace Kennedy through their 876 Water, and their Lucasade, FIMI, and of course a big shout out to Red Stripe for hosting us, and of course Nike for providing our kits and having our players play in style.
Okay, so that was Shelley-Ann Fraser-Pryce sharing some of her thoughts on the 9th staging of the Pocket Rocket Foundation six-a-side Peace Through Sports football competition, where medley mixers will take on Friends for Real in the final at the Red Stripe Sports Complex on Sunday. And they'll be playing for over $1 million in cash and prizes. And I must say, Ashoka Road, come on, you need to do better next year so that Shelley-Ann Fraser-Pryce can have a team that she can cheer for. That's the street that she lived on. So she want to be able to come out with her pom-pom or whatever and cheer for you guys. So Ashoka Road next year, come out stronger. But to continue with some football news, as in a release, the Jamaica Football Federation say they are aware that striker Michael Antonio was involved in a road traffic accident. Today, the release said they can confirm that Michael is conscious and communicating and is under close supervision at a hospital in London. At this moment in time, on behalf of West Ham United and the Jamaica Football Federation, they kindly asks everyone to respect the privacy of Michael and his family. Meanwhile, of the Reggae Boys, Steve McLaren gave well wishes to Michael on behalf of the Reggae Boys. He says, on behalf of the entire group of players, support staff, and the technical staff, I would like to wish Michael a speedy recovery. Our thoughts and prayers are with him at this time. And President of the Jamaica Football Federation also shared a few words. He said, on behalf of the entire Jamaica Football Federation family, I would like to wish Michael a safe and speedy recovery. At this point, let us keep him in our prayers as he recovers. So, Michael Antonio doing well in a hospital in London after a motor vehicle accident earlier this morning. With that, we take a quick break and we come back with more here on Sports Nation Live.
yourself a Color Glow Christmas with Edge campaigns where you could win amazing prizes. Just spend $20,000 or more on Edge Chem products or
buy 1 5-gallon Color Glow plus low sheen paint to enter. You could win a weekend for 2 at a resort among other great prizes.
Shop at participating distributors island-wide to enter.
Visit our socials at Edgechem Jamaica for full rules and details.
Promotion runs November 15 to December 15, 2024.
It's a Color Glow Christmas with Edgechem Paints.
Changing lives 1 gallon at a time. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
As a parent, you give your children a good start in life. You nurture, protect, and guide them. Parenting is a process that prepares your child for independence. As your child grows and develops, there are many things you can do to help your child. Stay tuned to The Big Show, nationwide this morning, for parenting tips. Fridays at 6:53 a.m. Only here will you learn everything you need to know about parenting. Tips to help parents navigate the incredibly challenging and rewarding journey of child rearing. Parenting tips on Nationwide at 90 FM, the revolution in media.
But is this real? Hey, Greg, come look at this. Oh my, it's happening. Mr. Daniels, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger.
Sir, the clicks are off the charts.
Hello, sales? What's the emergency? 9,000 clicks in one day? 3,000 order? So how much we have left? What? I soon call you back. Mr. Nakamoto, it's Danny from Jamaica. I need 5,000 of the big ones. We're back in business.
Yes, sir. Arigato. Suene.
Amplify your brand. Let Nationwide 90 FM assist you in tapping into a captivated audience across our social media platforms. For more information, contact us at 876-630-1210 or sales at nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Businesses, companies, and entrepreneurs, let's supercharge your brand. Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Stay ahead of the curve with our cutting-edge reporting and accurate breaking news coverage.
We are having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Hear it here first on Nationwide 90 FM. Tune in, turn up the volume, and listen. We bring a mix of news, entertainment, and sports to your lives.
Nationwide 90 FM's live and continuous coverage of the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary.
News and discussions week mornings.
Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning.
Entertainment in the afternoons, then news again in the evenings.
Nationwide news at this hour, fired.
Also, tune into the entertainment and sports shows in the nights and on the weekends.
It is Boy Things After Dark right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Everything is news, from current affairs and entertainment to sports, business, and other categories.
Nationwide 90 FM. This is Beanie Man. Give it to them. Zaga, Zen.
From every whisper to every commotion.
That's rubbish. The KSAMC cannot investigate itself.
Every news story unfolds here first at Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Every sound is a story, and every story we share is news.
Taboo topics, Boy Things After Dark,
riveting discussions,
celebrity news and interviews,
topics that are shunned by society,
and everything else in between. Boy Things After Dark with Kareem Boyatings, each and every Wednesday, 8 to 11 p.m. Boy Things After Dark. No topic is too taboo or hard to discuss. Come get your mind blown and your curiosity explored. Boy Things After Dark.
Okay, good afternoon and welcome back to Sports Nation Live. I am Alric Swiby, working out with Kevin Williams on the other side of the glass, my technical operator. And we'll be talking some squash now as Sanjana Nalapati and Bruce Burrows were crowned female and male champions of the inaugural Jamaica Invitational Squash Tournament at the Ligani Club recently. Second seed Burrows beat the number 1 seed Ashanti Smith 11-1, 11-5, 11-4 to lift the men's title. The women's category was played in a round-robin format with Nala Party emerging the winner after finishing the tournament undefeated. We are joined now by Shanjana. Shanjana, good afternoon and welcome to the show. We're trying to reach Bruce Burrows as well. Shanjana, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It's our pleasure having you on the show. Let me first say congratulations on the victory.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Okay. When you look back on the competition, it was a round-robin tournament. But describe for us your thoughts on the quality of the competition.
I thought the quality of the competition was very good. All the players have improved. Some players have played better than I actually anticipated before because I hadn't played them before. But I mean, the matches were quite competitive. Everyone had a good attitude. The competition overall was just really, really fun to be able to play everyone and not eliminate anyone just because they lost one match, and we all got to play each other.
Right. Well, you would have played about five. There were 5 other women in the group, right?
Right. There were 5 others, but one of them had to drop out because she fell ill. Meher Trahan. She would have been my last match on Saturday evening, but she fell ill on Friday, so she pulled out of the tournament for the last day.
Okay. I hope she is feeling better now.
Yes.
But tell me, when you look at the competition, who would have given you the strongest fight?
I mean, based off of history, Meher would have probably given me the toughest fight. It's always gone to 5 with Meher, with either one of us winning, to be honest. The rest of them, I was able to come out undefeated by 3-love, except for Elle Wilson, which she took a game off of me, so it was 3-1. But I mean, all the games were quite intense. I mean, I had to work for all my points. But I mean, Meher probably would have been the toughest match that I would have had to play.
And which other players you think would have surprised you most?
Definitely Elle Wilson. She played quite well. She never used to take games off of me in the past, but she's definitely put in the work, and you can see it. She was able to take a game off of me, and she had quite a big lead, fair and square. And another one was Tracy Binney. I had never played her before, and she definitely surprised me because I'd never watched any of her games or anything, so I didn't know what to really go in with. But I mean, she's definitely a tough player.
Right. This was the inaugural staging of this Jamaica Squash Invitational. Going into the tournament, what were some of the goals that you would have set for yourself?
Some of the goals would definitely to have been to stay calm and not think about the points that I might have lost, and not to dwell on them and focus on one point at a time. And definitely to focus on the skills that I've worked on. For instance, with my coaches, I've been working on my swing. I've been fixing my swing. And so it would definitely to just be to stay calm and then make sure I'm doing everything that I know I can control each rally, focusing on my follow-through, my swing, my game plan, and kind of not overthinking anything and just playing my game.
Right. And what was preparation like? How did you prepare for such a tournament?
I would be training. I was in the gym training with my trainer, on court with my coach, Karen Anderson. Working on drills, working on movements, agility also in the gym. And then I would also be playing a lot of practice matches with different people of different skill levels so that it could help me work on my decision-making skills and my execution.
Right. And your thoughts on the overall planning and execution of the tournament, if you were to grade the organizers, how would you?
I think they did very well, considering all the entrants we had. I mean, for the women, it was very little. It was only 6 of us in total. But the men, they had quite a bit, and they were able to do a knockout. And just to be able to manage that and keep the matches flowing, there were no hiccups in match times running and or any confusion. So I would definitely say they did quite a good job at arranging this tournament.
At any point did you, when you look at how you performed, at any point did you say, well, I shouldn't have done this, or I should have done this better?
Yeah, I mean, throughout the entire tournament, I mean, I had my rallies where I didn't play the shot that I should have played, or I was supposed to play this shot and I did, but it didn't come out the way I did. Those are always going to happen. There's no, I mean, I don't really see that not happening at least once or twice. So, I mean, I definitely had my moments, but overall, I definitely think that my game has improved. My attitude on the court has improved. Not to say it was bad before, but I'm more calm and I'm able to actually focus on my game and not get pressured by any other game. And yeah, so I think, yeah, it was.
Okay, with that said, in terms of preparation and competing, is there anything you think you would have done differently than what you did, despite the fact that you came through undefeated?
I don't think there was anything that I would have done different. I think I handled myself throughout the tournament pretty well. Maybe it's just my warm-up routine. Maybe I could have warmed up a little bit for some matches. But I mean, overall, I think I wouldn't really change anything.
And what's next for you?
Next for me is just to continue training and see what will happen in the bigger tournaments to come, like the All Jamaica, which is happening next year. Just keep training and keep at my match play so that I can improve more and more so that I'm able to hopefully win this one too.
Okay, speaking of improving more and more, when you look back at this tournament, what you think you'll have to improve on, you'll have to correct going forward?
I would say probably my agility. I think my technical skill is much better than where it used to be. But now I think it's more focusing on my movement on court and my speed at which I move, you know, kind of gauging how fast I need to get to the ball so that I'm able to play a more accurate shot and a better shot.
Okay, then, Sanjani, thanks much for your time, and I wish you all the best. And anyone you want to say thanks to in terms of your preparation and improving on your skills?
Thanks to all my family for supporting me and my coach for sticking by me and making me a better player.
Okay, so that was Sanjani Nalapati, the winner of the women's category at the inaugural Jamaica Invitational Squash Competition. Again, Sanjani, thanks much, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Okay, with that, we take a break and we come back with more here on Sports Nation Live.
Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Stay ahead of the curve with our cutting-edge reporting and accurate breaking news coverage.
We're having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Hear it here first on Nationwide 90 FM. Tune in, turn up the volume, and listen. We bring a mix of news, entertainment, and sports to your lives.
Nationwide 90 FM's live and continuous coverage of the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary.
News and discussions week mornings.
Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning.
Entertainment in the afternoons, then news again in the evenings.
Nationwide news at this hour, fired.
Also, tune in to the entertainment and sports shows in the nights and on the weekends.
It is Boy Things After Dark right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Everything is news, from current affairs and entertainment to sports, business, and other categories.
Nationwide 90 FM. This is Beanie Man. Give it to them. Zaga, Zen.
From every whisper to every commotion.
That's rubbish. The KSAMC cannot investigate itself.
Every news story unfolds here first at Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Every sound is a story, and every story we share is news.
Is this real? Hey, Greg, come look at this. Oh my, it's happening. Mr. Daniels, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger.
Sir, the clicks are off the charts.
Hello, sales? What's the emergency? 9,000 clicks in one day? 3,000 order? So how much we have left? What? I soon call you back. Mr. Nakamoto, it's Danny from Jamaica. I need 5,000 of the big ones. We're back in business.
Yes, sir. Arigato. Suene.
Amplify your brand. Let Nationwide 90 FM assist you in tapping into a captivated audience across our social media platforms. For more information, contact us at 876-630-1210 or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Businesses, companies, and entrepreneurs, let's supercharge your brand.
Hi there. Here's some good news for these trying times. Quote, "By God's word, I can see where I'm going. They throw a beam of light on my dark path." Unquote. Psalm 119, verse 105. Listen for God's Word weekdays at 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. through
Oasis. Stop by for a refreshing drink and share a God perspective for the day.
Oasis. Weekdays 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. right here on Nationwide, a revolution in media.
The rebroadcast of the Oasis can be heard weekdays at 5:45 a.m.
Okay, good afternoon and welcome back to Sports Nation Live. I am Alric Sibu, working with Kevin Williams on the other side of the glass, my technical operator. And in case you're wondering what's happening with Wayne, like I mentioned earlier, Wayne is on leave. Will be out for a couple of weeks and getting some well-needed rest. So, Wayne, again, we hope that you will get the rest you so truly deserve. But we'll be talking some sports psychology now, as Dr. Jason Scott Hamilton, Jamaican licensed clinical and sports psychologist and the founder and CEO of Elite Sports Psychology, has made history as the first Jamaican PhD to receive a diploma in the treatment of mental health in elite athletes from the International Olympic Committee. In a graduation ceremony held at the IOC headquarters in Geneva, Switzerland on October 28th, Dr. Hamilton proudly stood among his peers, comprising 42% of successful program completers. He now joins the ranks of 66 graduates from 34 countries since the program's inception in 2021. We welcome Dr. Jason Scott Hamilton to the show. Dr. Hamilton, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Alric. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I'm hearing you perfectly well.
Yes, man. Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. Dr. Hamilton, for those listening who aren't really aware of who Dr. Hamilton is, share with us who is Dr. Hamilton.
All right. Quick story. Born in Natal Hospital, Crossroads, same time independence, 62. So that is aging me. Went to several prep schools in the corporate area, Oxford Prep, St. Andrew Prep, St. Richard's Prep, Morris Nib. Was getting into trouble in school. And then I went to Jamaica College on Hope Road. And then I left there and I went to Titchfield in Portland. Then I went from there to University of Houston, did college and specialized in psychology and went all the way through to the PhD.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, continue.
Yeah, I became an assistant dean in the College of Medicine at FIU. And then wife always said to me, you like the sports more than the clinical. So go on and do some more work and get licensed in sports psychology as well. And branched out into that and got licensed in that as well. And I started my company. So I've helped a lot of teams. You had on Shelly Ann just before, and very proud of, Pocket Rocket and her foundation. She always teased me and said, Doc, you love take too much picture. I said, anywhere in the world I see you, I'm not just part of the sports medical team. I'm a big fan of Jamaica and Jamaican athletes. Yeah, so I helped the West Indies in 2013, 2016 when we won the T20. Part of GSC for the last 20 years. So when we won it 5 in a row, I mean, rather unfortunate time this year, but in the past I've helped them. I've been a sports psychologist for Harborview, sports psychologist for Shaquille O'Neal and some other celebrities, Daniel Leva, 5-time world champion and 2-time Olympic medalist. A lot of athletes and a lot of teams.
Right. Okay, we'll come back to those athletes and teams that you would have assisted over the years. But let's look at this diploma that you would have gotten from the IOC. Tell us about that. What was that about? How did you hear about such a program, and what was the steps in terms of you being a part of it?
Okay, thank you. Good question. So I'm a member of the Jamaica Association of Sports Medicine. And so Pierre-Ann Brown, one of our top physical therapists in Jamaica, she got her diploma from the IOC in physical therapy. And she told me about the program. It's not no pay your money and get a certificate program. When we started the program, the professors, which were top in the world, and write articles in the British Journal of Sports Medicine and stuff, they told us that majority of us in the program will not pass.
Right.
So first I have to provide them with my license as a clinical psychologist. Then I have to provide them with my PhD transcripts. Then I had to get 5 letters of recommendation.
Wow.
Then I had to be interviewed by them. And then I had to pay them thousands of pounds, euros, to be in the program. So it's a 2-year program.
Right.
And my first exam, I didn't do well. And I was like, no, man, I'm not going to be in the failure group. So I just buckle down and get it going. In the last final exam, I had one of the highest scores. So when they had the graduation ceremony in Geneva on October 28th, I made sure I was there. It's an interesting place, the IOC headquarters in Geneva. It's like you're going up to Mount Olympus. It's a very, very steep. You have to walk up to the main building, many steps. And when we got there, it's only 42% of the people in our class passed.
Right. And
in our cohort, yeah.
Tell me, 42% of what? How many persons would have started, and how many persons actually graduated with a diploma?
I'm not quite sure now, but I know that the journalists did some research and they found out that it was only 42% of us. I think there might have been. I think there might have been 60 altogether.
Right. Wow.
Sports psychiatrists, mental health, people working in the industry,
right.
in sports medicine.
And tell me, what kind of a course was it? Was it online or face-to-face or a combination?
It was online, and the professors were from all over the world. So last year, they had a conference, the IOC again had a conference, the 7th World Conference for Sports Medicine, and that was in Monaco. And I went to that conference with my wife and some friends, and I met some of my professors because they presented at the conference. So there's a professor from, Professor Gutenbaum from France, and he presented at the conference. So, yeah, so I've met some of the professors, but to answer the question, it was online. and the exams were online.
Right. And when I look at this, tell me describe how challenging this course was. Was it purely written, or there were some hands-on parts to this course? Because when you look and see less than 50% passing, being successful in getting a diploma, how challenging was it?
It was very challenging, and it wasn't just online. We had lectures where we are communicating with the professor and he's asking questions. So you have to be up to date. To this point, I still have access and I can always see, the lectures and the things. But because there's a class that started again, a cohort that started again. The lectures, you have to be well read on the material. You have to know what you're talking about. They're going to ask you questions, and then everybody else is hearing your answer. You need to be versed on the subject. You can't just come in there and wing it.
Right.
So you have to do the reading for the lecture, and then maybe it's about 60 people. And then all of us asking and answering questions. Yeah.
Well, when I look at it, I see 66 graduates from 34 countries since the program started. Some 4 years ago. Were you surprised to know that so little persons would have passed this exam over the past 4 years?
Yeah. It was difficult. I put it this way: it's the hardest program. I mean, I would even say it was harder than my PhD. Wow. It was very hard. It's not an easy thing. You can do it. You just buckle down. You can't take it as a joke. You have to do the reading. You have to be prepared, and you have to do well on the exams. The exams were very hard.
Right.
But I tell you something. You get a greater appreciation for the mental health of elite athletes and how to treat them. The SMAT, Sports Mental Health Assessment Tool, is a thing that was created by the IOC and all the athletes. I used it when we were working with the Reggae Boys and doing the EMDR sessions and the NLP sessions. Yeah, it was a difficult program, Ulrich. I would say that.
Right. Let's go to the diploma itself. What does it afford you? You have successfully completed the program. What can you use this diploma to do?
I mean, it helps my practice, and I'm also now in the IOC family. So I primarily work with Jamaica and help Jamaica national teams. So being a part of the sports medical team for the Commonwealth Games, for the Olympics, for the FIFA Copa Nations League. But what this diploma affords me is I'm being requested by many different countries now. It was interesting to see how many countries were there. And when they had a graduation ceremony, because my address is here in Miami, they said Dr. Jason Scott Hamilton from the USA. Right. So I went up to the podium and I told the gentleman, no, correct that. It's Dr. Jason Scott Hamilton from Jamaica.
Right. And tell me, you mentioned earlier some teams and the players that you would have worked with. How do you think this diploma now will help you to better assist your clients?
One has to always be trying to improve. You can't just get your doctorate and then just say, okay, I know everything. You constantly have to be working on improving. And this this IOC diploma was really eye-opening. A lot of the stuff, new technology, new tests, safeguarding athlete. There's a plethora of things that the IOC and World Athletics are trying to do, or the top organizations are trying to do to assist with the mental health of the athlete. The athlete doesn't have to have mental issues, you know. You can just be helping an athlete perform on the day they need to perform, the way they need to perform. That's a part of sports psychology as well. So you're not just seeing a sports psychologist because you have problems,
right,
or you're having mental issues. Sports psychologists are seen to help an athlete to manage their mind. When this younger generation right now are facing things that athletes in the past didn't face. If you messed up in a race, maybe the people that saw the race might say something to you about how you did. No, because of social media, is millions of people telling you how badly you did.
Right.
Earlier you said about Mikel Antonio West Ham. I want to also send prayers out, but hoping for a speedy recovery as well for our reggae boy.
You are part of a recent workshop here in Jamaica. Tell us a bit about that. What was it about, and what was your contribution?
Okay, so I was a part of two. I was a part of JADCO. I spoke there. I also spoke at the Jamaica Association of Sports Medicine Conference, and I was a part of a panel. So there were three of us who recently passed the World Athletics Safeguarding exam. So they were asking, the audience or the conference members were asking us about safeguarding. And safeguarding has to do with making sure the young athletes are not abused,
Right.
So that was what we were addressing.
Right, and finally, tell me what's next. What is there another workshop that you'll be participating in? What's next for you?
Well, I'm coming to Jamaica tomorrow for a week, and I'll be meeting with colleagues from Jamaica Association of Sports Medicine and presenting at different schools. I just finished doing some work with the United Nations and USAID. I did that for a year with 7 different high schools in Jamaica, so I'm coming down to meet with them about that as well. What's next is we'll see where this diploma goes and answer the calls that are coming in.
Right. I did say final question, but let me ask you this. A lot of persons see athletes breaking down on the international circuit, and they might say, hey, you're an elite athlete, you should be used to this, you need to just suck it up and move on. What would you say to those persons to help them to understand the pressures that athletes go under as they train and compete with eyes, the world eyes on them?
Yeah, I would say that a lot of people, it's easy to be a spectator and saying if it was you, you'd do it this way and that way, and those little things wouldn't bother you. Listen, it's a lot of pressure. You have athletes that perform better in practice than they do in the actual competition. Managing your mind is not as easy as people think. Your thoughts oftentimes can be negative. What if I pick the start? What if I fall? From you going off a what if, you're about to have, So the art of managing your mind and being able, the caller before me, Shelly Ann, is phenomenal at being ready. When you see her smiling, it's finished.
Right.
Race done.
Okay, then Dr. Hamilton, thanks much for stopping by and joining us and sharing some of your thoughts with us. We wish you all the best. And again, congratulations on successfully completing the IOC diploma.
Thank you, Alric.
Blessings.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Okay, so that was Dr. Jason Scott Hamilton, Jamaican licensed clinical and sports psychologist and the founder and CEO of Elite Sports Psychology. We take a break and we come back with more here on Sports Nation Live.
Escape to the tranquility of Spur Tree HomeAway Villas, a placid getaway featuring 3 unique accommodations. The spacious main house offers 6 aesthetically pleasing designed bedrooms, 3.5 baths, smart lock access, and modern amenities like smart TVs. Enjoy the cozy 2-bedroom suite with private baths, or retreat to the intimate 1-bedroom suite. Relax by the pool or explore Spur Tree HomeAway Villas. Book with us today. Contact 347-307-3732 or 646-824-5232.
Okay, good evening. Welcome back to Sports Nation Live. I'm Alex Raby, working with Kevin Williams on the other side of the glass. We'll be talking some football now. We'll be talking with the coach of Kingston College. Now, Kingston College clinched their 17th Issa Digicel Manning Cup title with a commanding 3-1 victory over first-time finalist St. Catherine High at the National Stadium on Friday. Goals from 15-year-old J. Sean Edwards in the 36th minute, Demaria Daly, 45th, and Deshaun Byfield, 54th, ensured that KCU claimed the crown they last held in 2021. At 61st minute own goal by Byfield served as a consolation for St. Catherine. As I mentioned earlier, we'll be talking with the coach of Kingston College, Vassal Reynolds. Coach Reynolds, good evening and welcome to the show.
Good evening and thanks for having me, man. And good evening to your listeners.
It's our pleasure. First up, let me say congratulations on the victory.
Yeah, man, on behalf of the Kingston College family, thanks very much.
Right, this is the 17th hole on the title for Kingston College. A lot of persons, well, it's obvious Kingston College is used to winning this competition, but you haven't won the title since 2021. How important it was for Kingston College to win this title?
First of all, it was very important that we do well this season. Would have started that rebuilding phase last year and we would have reached the semifinals. So it was important that we continue to build on that. And, you didn't want it better than to lift it to the trophy this year.
Right. Coming into the tournament, KC seems to be under the radar. In some, you weren't one of the favorites to walk away with it this year. Did that work in your favor? Did you welcome the fact that you weren't one of the favorites?
Maybe not. But one of the things is that we knew what we had planned in terms of our periodization and our plan. We really were preparing the team to go deep in the competition, and so we're looking at a kind of slow start in between the preliminary round there. But we were not phased, we were not fussy. We knew what we had to do. We knew what our goals were, and so we were not concerned at all.
Right, and like I said, you weren't overly concerned, but at any time during the course of the tournament leading up to the finals, did any doubt crept into your mind when you look at the quality of opponents and how your team was playing?
Not necessarily, but we knew we had some work to do, especially when it dig deep into October. And we saw the level of improvement of teams that we thought would have been the main competitors. We know we have to do some work and improve ourselves. And, we gradually did that and came right at the right time.
Right. And I mentioned earlier 3 other goal scorers, Deshaun Edwards, Demaria Daly, Deshaun Byfield. Tell me about those talents, especially the 15-year-old Edwards. How big a talent is he and the others?
Good talent. As a matter of fact, we would have had 5 other under 16 players in the squad. He's just one of them. very technical youngster, has a lot of potential, good height. The sky's the limit for him. But started out late in terms of his preseason, and so before the semifinals, he would have played in maybe about 4 games before that. And he hasn't put a wrong foot since that, and no better time than to come and score his first goal for his school at this level in the final.
Right. And a 3-1 victory in the final. How would you characterize the final, the performance of your opponent? Did it go according? Did they perform according to you expected? How you expected? Or this was one of the easier finals for you to win?
No. I thought the St. Catherine team gave as much as they got, but we had a plan, and the boys executed well. We really stifled them midfield and didn't allow them to play to their strength. And one of the things that we executed in front of the goal, which was what we needed to have done, as we said before the match. I thought those are very good finals. I'm not taking anything away from the St. Catherine team. They were at the losing end, but I thought they did very well. So it's not that it happened easier than we thought. We just think that once we had stuck to our guns and the boys executed well, we would have come out victorious, and it didn't happen for us.
In preparing for this St. Catherine team, was there a player or players that you would have told your players to look out for and ensure that that player doesn't get off? Just wondering, in preparing for this St. Catherine team, was there a player or players that you would have told your team to look out for and ensure that player or players don't get off?
Not necessarily. We knew that they depend a lot on their front four. And the players normally come through the midfield to them, and that is one of the reasons why we want to shut down the midfield so that the supply couldn't come to those players, because we figured that once we did that, then they couldn't have hurt us the way they were planning. And so it was not just any one of their players, just the front four we were targeting, and I thought the boys executed that plan well.
Right. And any surprise from the St. Catherine team, something that you did not expect? Any surprise from the St. Catherine team?
No. I thought we saw the St. Catherine team that we expected. Mature team, keep the ball a lot, a very technical team, move the ball around. So nothing surprise. I weren't anticipating anything at all, because we would have scouted them and saw what they did, and mostly always keep their structure and rely a lot on certain individuals, and that's what they came with last night. But it was advantage to us in terms of how we executed our plan.
Casey will be celebrating a major milestone next year. I'm sure it's good for the school to go into the year with this trophy. But when you look at the quality of your team and the players that you will retain, you think Casey has the ability to repeat this feat come next year?
It's not too early to say. When we finish the competition and assess. But one thing I can tell you is that the program at Kingston College is in good stead. We're focusing a lot on the youth programs, and both teams would have done well this season. Under 16, the quarterfinals, under 14, the semifinals, and the Manning Cup team would have lifted the title. And so we have that plan, each year going forward. And I'm saying that next year we will be a potent team also. And
your season is not quite over yet. You have the Oliver Shield to come. What are you saying to your players to tell them, hey, keep focused, don't give up?
We just need to refocus. And we just need to remind the team that this is bragging rights at schoolboy football, and we're taking it very serious, and we want to lift that trophy. So we're very interested in that Oliver Shield come Saturday.
Two teams, Garvey Massey and McGrath. One of those teams will meet you in the Oliver Shield. Which of the teams you are looking at to say, okay, we would prefer to meet that team?
No. No, not necessarily. I'm at the stadium and I'm just looking on and anyone turns up. But I don't think two teams win the final. I think they are two equally balanced team, and so we're definitely we're not looking for any one of them to meet specifically.
McGrath and Gav Messier aren't the usual suspect when it comes to the Costa Cup finals. You think this give you and your players some comfort, or this may bring some surprise?
Yes or no, but we are prepared for all eventualities, and we'll adjust accordingly.
Right. Finally, your players and fit and ready for the Oliver Shield Cup Saturday?
Yes, man. We have a few days to recover and we'll refocus mentally and we'll prepare.
Okay, then Coach Vassell. Again, congratulations and thanks much for stopping by and talking with us.
Yeah, man.
Bless him. Coach Vassell Reynolds, head coach of Kingston College, the winning Issa Digicel Manning Cup champions. We take a break and we come back with more here on Sports Nation Live.
Hi there. Here's some good news for these trying times. Quote, "By God's word, I can see where I'm going. They throw a beam of light on my dark path." Unquote. Psalm 119, verse 105. Listen for God's Word weekdays at 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. through
Oasis. Stop by for a refreshing drink and share a God perspective for the day.
Oasis. Weekdays 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. right here on Nationwide, a revolution in media.
The rebroadcast of the Oasis can be heard weekdays at 5:45 a.m.
But is this real? Hey, Greg, come look at this. Oh my, it's happening. Mr. Daniels, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger.
Sir, the clicks are off the charts.
Hello, sales? What's the emergency? 9,000 clicks in one day? 3,000 order? So how much we have left? What? I'll soon call you back. Mr. Nakamoto, it's Danny from Jamaica. I need 5,000 of the big ones. We're back in business.
Yes, sir. Suene.
Amplify your brand. Let Nationwide 90 FM assist you in tapping into a captivated audience across our social media platforms. For more information, contact us at 876-630-1210 or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Businesses, companies, and entrepreneurs, let's supercharge your brand.
Okay, good evening and welcome back to Sports Nation Live. I'm Alex Weber, working with Kevin Williams on the other side of the glass. We continue our talk on football, this time the English Premier League, as Juan Duran's first English Premier League goal since September allowed Aston Villa to make it back-to-back wins and pile further misery on Southampton. The Colombian striker, his usual use, is a substitute, but scored on what was his first league start of the season to lift Villa to fifth.
Duran, great persistence. Duran with a chance. Duran taking the chance and taking his chance to start. John Duran so used to making an impact from the bench, makes one from the start, and it was all about his persistence and precision.
Now Brentford maintained the best home record in the Premier League with a 4-2 victory over Newcastle in an entertaining match.
Switch of play from Norgard to find Mbeumo, tiptoeing his way into the Newcastle box, and Mbeumo! Dazzling goal from Brian Mbeumo. Brentford strike first, they strike early again. They just feel unbeatable here at the GTEC. Fantastic start for Thomas Frank's team. Murphy just opens up for him here, and it's headed in by Alexander Isak. Newcastle draw level in no time at all, and it's another goal for Alexander Isak, who is red hot right now. Some start to this one. Brentford 1, Newcastle United 1. Cheekily given away, Wissa. Still Yohan Wissa! Curled home sumptuously. It's a fabulous goal. It's another goal for Yohan Wissa. 9 for the season for him now as well, as this game takes its latest twist. On the front foot again here, Murphy pulls it back, Harvey Barnes, still Harvey Barnes, 2-2! Well, he squeezed it in the far corner, and yet again Newcastle find a quick response to falling behind, and yet again Harvey Barnes is on the score sheet against Brentford, into the team today, and he's showing Eddie Howe what he is all about. Igor the target, ball runs through to Collins! Brentford back ahead. For the third time today they lead. Striking from a set piece. Now this time, can they hold on to it? Loose touch by Tonali. Norgard and Mbeumo does well. Links up with Schade. Still Kevin Schade. Game over. It is another fantastic afternoon here at the GTEC for Brentford, who finally find the fourth to wrap this one up and put it on ice. No one can beat them here.
Pep Guardiola said he was proud of his Manchester City players in the 2-2 draw at Crystal Palace that extended their rocky run to one win in 9 games. The champions twice came from behind as they took a point at Selhurst Park.
Again. Oh, that's a great ball. Munoz bearing down on goal. What a fantastic start for Crystal Palace. Munoz scoring for the second home game in a row. And the Eagles in front inside 4 minutes against the champions. Far side. Haaland is there. And there's the equaliser. As simple as that. Well, he wasted one chance. He wasn't going to waste that one. 10-point header from Erling Haaland for his 18th, right in the top corner. In swinger from Will Hughes. Oh, free header! It's Lacroix! What a time to get his first Crystal Palace goal! And it could hardly be simpler. Oh, it slipped through for Lewis! Fantastic finish from Rico Lewis. Well, it's his third career Premier League goal, and they've all come against the Eagles. It's 2-2 midway through the second half.
Meanwhile, Nottingham Forest capitalised on Manchester United's defensive blunders to record their first win at Old Trafford in almost 30 years.
By Anderson, and Nottingham Forest ahead in no time at all. Milenkovic dashed to the near post. He is a mighty phenomenon, and his header has breached United's defence inside 2 minutes. Here's Ugarte, rolled up here for Garnacho and Hoyle. Manchester United's number 9 has them level. Here they are again with Callum Hudson-Odoi, and he set it for Gibbs White, who's skidded one through. It's a fierce low shot, but Onana knows well he need not have been penetrated there. And there's been a real storm today to set alongside the figurative one, which might be brewing for Manchester United. But here is Ahmad, and still, and Bruno Fernandes brings the Stretford end to life and re-injects life into Emirates United.
Meanwhile, the Merseyside derby between Everton and Liverpool at Goodison Park has been postponed on safety grounds because of severe weather caused by Storm Darragh. An amber weather warning for strong winds was issued for Merseyside on Saturday morning amid disruptive conditions across the UK. The game was cancelled off after a meeting between both clubs and representatives from the Merseyside Police and Liverpool City Council. Now in tomorrow's fixtures, Fulham welcome Arsenal, Ipswich Town play Bournemouth, Leicester City are at home to Brighton, and Tottenham host Chelsea. So those were the English roundup for the English Premier League. We take a break and we come back with more here on Sports Nation Live.
Have yourself a Color Glow Christmas with Edge campaigns where you could win amazing prizes. Just spend $20,000 or more on Edge Chem products or
buy 1 5-gallon Color Glow plus low sheen paint to enter. You could win a weekend for 2 at a resort among other great prizes.
Shop at participating distributors island-wide to enter.
Visit our socials at Edge Chem Jamaica for full rules and details.
Promotion runs November 15 to December 15, 2024.
It's a Color Glow Christmas with Edge campaigns.
Changing lives 1 gallon at a time. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today. Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Stay ahead of the curve with our cutting-edge reporting and accurate breaking news coverage.
We are having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Hear it here first on Nationwide 90 FM. Tune in, turn up the volume, and listen. We bring a mix of news, entertainment, and sports to your lives.
Nationwide 90 FM's live and continuous coverage of the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary.
News and discussions week mornings.
Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning.
Entertainment in the afternoons, then news again in the evenings.
Nationwide news at this hour, fired.
Also tune in to the entertainment and sports shows in the nights and on the weekends.
It is Boy Things After Dark right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Everything is news, from current affairs and entertainment to sports, business, and other categories.
Nationwide 90 FM. This is Beanie Man. Give it to them. Zaga, Zen.
From every whisper to every commotion.
That's rubbish. The KSAMC cannot investigate itself.
Every news story unfolds here first at Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Every sound is a story, and every story we share is news. Dive into a holistic healing symphony with Dr. Denise Daly as she explores the incredible healing potential of the Nature's Remedies. Starting January 9, 2024, Nationwide at 5 hosts the Nature's Remedies from 7 to 8 p.m. every Tuesday. The segment bestows a plethora of organic wellness wisdom onto all listeners. If you're uncomfortable with popping all those pills, then embark on this natural journey and discover how the Nature's Remedies can help. Tune in for the facts that will transform your perspective on herbal solutions and natural therapies. That's Nature's Remedies, every Tuesday during Nationwide at 5 from 7 to 8 p.m. Only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media.
But is this real? Hey, Greg, come look at this. Oh my, it's happening. Mr. Daniels, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger.
Sir, the clicks are off the charts.
Hello, sales? What's the emergency? 9,000 clicks in one day? 3,000 order? So how much we have left? What? I'll soon call you back. Mr. Nakamoto, it's Danny from Jamaica. I need 5,000 of the big ones. We're back in business.
Yes, sir. Arigato. Suene.
amplify your brand. Let Nationwide 90 FM assist you in tapping into a captivated audience across our social media platforms. For more information, contact us at 876-630-1210 or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Businesses, companies, and entrepreneurs, let's supercharge your brand.
Okay, good evening. Welcome back to Sports Nation Live. I'm Alex Ribby, working with Kevin Williams on the other side of the glass. Just to let you know that after about 16 minutes, Garvey-Massieu, they trail McGrath by 1-0 in the Issa Water the Costa Cup football final, now on the way at the National Stadium. So McGrath, they lead Garvey-Massieu by 1-0 in the Issa Water, the Costa Cup football final at the National Stadium. We go over to Caymanas Park now, where we had the running of the Mute Mile earlier today. Now, Run Julie Run, the mount of Ryan Lewis for trainer Ian Prasad, won the third running of the Chairman's Plate at Caymanas Park today.
Field in line for the third running of the Chairman's Plate. 1,820 meters thereof, Positive ID. Best up the start and is left at the back. Run Julie Run goes for that lead with Easy Peasy. She's a God gift, 3 wide. Freedom Street out 4 wide and Blue Vinyl on the extreme outside. Impressive Force has cut the corner. In behind them, Ability and Grecian Light racing up together. Money Miser in the red sleeves toward the back of the field with Super Alex and Mr. Senator just the trailer. Well, further back to Positive ID, the awful beginning. They head toward the backstretch. They're there now and run toward the 6. And Run Julie Run, the favorite, takes that lead. Easy Peasy, a length and a tail back. She's a God gift, is a length and a half away. Blue Vinyl now asked to make some progress with Impressive Force moving down against the rail as they make their way now toward the 5. Grecian Light is making a move. So to Mr. Senator. Ability and a Freedom Street run together. Then Money Miser, Super Alex, and forget Positive ID with a mountain to climb as the field head toward the final half of a mile. It is a Run Julie Run out in front by almost 2 lengths. Blue Vinyl and She's a God gift now urged to get closer. Easy Peasy now begins to fade a bit. Grecian Light just in behind toward the outside. That's the grey Mr. Senator. Impressive Forces several lengths off the lead along with Super Alex making some improvement. Freedom Street and Money Miser race next. Then Ability second to last. And Positive ID remains at the back as the field will now come into the top of the lane in the Chairman's Plate. And it is a Run Julie Run, the favorite, and she is running at the moment. They arrive at the final 3/16. It is a Run Julie Run. She's a God gift chasing some 5 lengths back. On the outside, it is a Blue Vinyl, but it is a Run Julie Run and Ryan Lewis in the Chairman's Plate. They're running away from them. Inside the final 16, there's no catching this brave Run Julie Run. She'll win by maybe 6. She's a God gift is second. Impressive Force third. Super Alex is fourth. Blue Vinyl is fifth.
Okay, so there you have it. Run Julie Run, the mount of Ryan Lewis for trainer Ian Prasad, winning the third running of the Chairman's Plate at Caymanas Park today. And that's the first of 2 co-feature on today's 11th race card. Now, after the race, Lewis spoke with Sportsmax's Lance Whitaker.
It looked easy looking on, but you talk to us about it.
Been with the preparation with these horses, and I have known her. I win quite a few amount of races on her. She's a good horse with potential. All you have to do is break her in front, relax her, and don't put her in any speed duel, and she will come out victorious.
Was there any point in the race today that you felt bothered?
No, I wasn't bothered. I just put her in a relaxing pace, and I saw his shadow there, but I didn't move her until I'm comfortable.
Yeah, and this is the second Chairman's Plate win you're having. You won with Miniature Man in the first year of this event, Ryan. So congratulations on the win as fans getting ready for the Mute Mile, which unfortunately you don't have a ride in. How does the track feel?
Yeah, the track is a little speedy today, but you have to stay close to the pace if you want to win races.
So the speed horses in the Mute Mile have the best shot?
They have the best shot, but if all of them go there and fighting, maybe a run on us, who can tell? We just wait to see.
That was jockey Ryan Lewis speaking with Sportsmax's Lance Whitaker. Now, winning trainer Prasad also had a chat with Whitaker.
really happy for this victory here in the Chairman's Plate, having narrow losses in the Derby and Jamaica Cup. The Derby especially painful because it ran so beautifully on that day, Ian, but came up short. Your thoughts on the effort just now?
This was fantastic, Lance. She has had a long, difficult season, and I was really concerned about today. Today was not on our calendar for her, to be honest with you. Our main objective as an A-class race was the Jamaica Cup. So I didn't really plan to run in the Jamaica Cup and then run 4 weeks' time. But when she got beat, I knew this race was there as an offering, but I was really concerned because she has run 3 hard races in October and November. And, she just shows how good she is because she came and she had a fantastic performance today.
Yeah, so how soon of the Jamaica Cup loss, after the Jamaica Cup loss, did you decide that you would take a shot at this Chairman's Plate?
It was about 2 weeks after, to be honest with you, because I just wanted to see how she was going to bounce back in exercise. And the funny thing with her is that the more races she runs and the faster she runs, she comes back and she wants to go even faster and harder. She's a very sound filly, wonderful horse to train, and she showed in the mornings that she would have been ready to run again. I was still nervous, I'm going to be honest with you. Very concerned, but again, it just shows the class that she has to come out here, run a stakes record, gate to wire.
Yeah. And finally, what's your plan for her 4-year-old campaign?
For now, I think we'll be racing. I'll discuss with the owner. I think she's a very nice horse. We do have a lot to consider because we have a number of foreign horses that might remain here. They could dominate A-class and open allowance races. So we're going to have to think very carefully. But the plan for now, in my mind, is that we'll take a shot at 4-year-old racing career.
Thank you.
Trainer Ian Prasad talking with Lance Whitaker of Sportsmax. Meanwhile, Atlantic Convoy, partnered by Dane Nelson for trainer Patrick Lynch, won the Bruce on the Loose Sprint Trophy over 6.5 furlong, the second co-feature on the 11-race card.
They're often racing. Perfect Brew does everything wrong and gives the rest of the field a huge jump as a Money Market on the inside looks to have that lead now overtaken and going on for that. That is a sensational move. So it's a sensational move from Money Market. Mojito watches them from a third. Press conference from view on the outside. Racing in fourth, cupping up nicely and going down. That's Atlantic Convoy. Major Danger comes next. Then comes a Fearless Soul as they go past the 4. Adlin Sunshine now overtaken by the slow starting Perfect Brew and racing at the back of the field. That's Power from Above. They head towards the 3 and it is on that lead. Money Market now assumes the lead, just the leader though, but right there on the inside, that is a sensational move. Forming a line of 3, that's Mojito. This the hotly contested Bruce on the Loose there at the top of the lane, and it is Money Market looks to have just the lead from sensational move right on the inside. It's Money Market. Here comes Atlantic Convoy squeezing for space. It is Money Market still in front. Atlantic Convoy has now struck the front. It's Atlantic Convoy begin to go away, and I do believe the chairman has 2 on the day. Atlantic Convoy begins to pull away from these. Win this one for fun in the end, maybe by 6. Atlantic Convoy, Money Market is second. Then comes Perfect Bruce, Fearless Soul, and Mojito back in 5th.
Okay, so there you have it. Atlantic Convoy winning the Bruce on the Loose Sprint Trophy over 6.5 furlong at Caymanas Park earlier today, ridden by Dane Nelson for trainer Patrick Lynch. Now, Fun Can Done won the Mute Mile with jockey Robert Halladine for trainer Jason DaCosta.
They're off for the third running of the Mute Mile. Tiz Talk came out a beat slowly. But there's several horses now vying for that lead on the backstretch. Banadura is racing down near the rail as they sort themselves out now, and Fash Plus, the 7. It is a Banadura down against the rail. Desert of Malibu is right there, along with Pack Plays racing just in behind them. Legacy Isle races next as they go past the 6. Fun Can Done runs the rail. Commandant on the outside. Atomica is 7 or 8 lengths off that lead, followed by Interesting Times Ahead. Tiz Talk races up next as they charge down the backstretch and leave the 5/8 marker and make their way now toward the half mile. Rhythm Buzz racing alongside. Further and Beyond runs the rail as they continue to run toward the half mile. They're right there now. In behind them, Interesting Times Ahead. Wall Street Trader races ahead of Barnaby. Sheer Delight is next, and Sister and Treasure completely outsped as the field arrive at the final three. It is a Legacy Isle, the Foreign Invader, with that lead. Pack Plays is there. Commandant now shaken up. Fun Can't Done. So it is 4 Invaders as they come toward the top of the lane, and it is a Legacy Isle out in front in the Mute Mile now. The rider says go, and Legacy Isles holds a 2-length lead. Fun Can't Done. Here is Commandant kicking in on the outside. Pack Plays racing in behind them. Desert of Malibu outsped down against the rail. Legacy Isles put to the left-hand stick. Fun Can't Done now begins to bear down on the outside. It's a Legacy Isles driven to the max. Fun Can't Done. It's ahead, Bob. They drive toward the line. Fun Can't Done wins the Mute Mile over Legacy Isle. Then Commandant further and beyond. It is Talk back in 5th.
Okay, so they have it. Fun Can't Done winning the third staging of the Cash Rich Mute Mile with a purse of $250,000 US. Now, Haladine, winning jockey, shared his thoughts on winning that Cash Rich race at Caymanas Park, the Mute Mile.
How confident, first of all, were you, Robert, that you could win this race?
I was very confident. You have to have confidence in yourself, the team, the horse. You have to have confidence. It don't make sense to come out here.
How much did the Gold Cup win in early October tell you about this horse's readiness for the Mute Mile?
Well, the Gold Cup and the Jamaica Cup showed me that he's a perfect mile horse. So after the Jamaica Cup, I know he was going to get a couple more gallops, so I was quietly confident he'll improve rapidly to the race.
Talk us through the race, because you were never far off the pace, so you seemed comfortable. At what point did you think you had this race won?
From the break. All I wanted was a clean break without bumps and interference. I got the clean break, I got down on the rail. I just left him and just was waiting.
Now, you're one of the few Jamaican jockeys to win a $100,000 race plus in Jamaica. Of course, you won with Will in Charge in the Diamond Mile back in 2018. That was a special victory for you. Very narrow as well as this one was. But how does this one stack up against your other victories in your career?
All of them is very special. When it comes to big race, you know, I am the man of the match. I'm always going to be in the right place at the right time. I'm just really happy. I'm trying to process everything. Happy, but it's just a wonderful feeling. I can't even explain it.
Okay, so that was jockey Robert Haladine, sharing his thought on winning the Mute Mile, the third staging of the $250,000 US purse race at Caymanas Park earlier today. Now, this was what the winning trainer had to say.
Jason, your horse at 17-1, even though people know your horse was a good horse or is a good horse, they didn't bet you today. 17-1. Why were the odds so long?
I don't know.
You're laughing, so it means that you know something they didn't.
Not really. I mean, Fun Can't Done has campaigned tremendous the whole year. You know, he's done everything asked. A mile is right up his street. It's the ideal distance for him. The last race he ran 30. He allowed the horses loads of weight all around. So coming into this race with 55 kilos, you know, I'm hitting him right on the head.
Yeah. Robert told me a short while ago this horse is rapidly improving. We know that is a prolific horse. He has won more than he lost. But how improved is this horse?
Remember, he's just a 3-year-old, so I think he's peaking at the right time. So hopefully he'll continue to improve and be an even better horse next year.
Yeah, you're just a couple of wins now from 8,800 career wins, Jason. 480 plus of those wins having come in the USA. And you're representing a legacy here of your dad, Wayne DaCosta, who was one of the most outstanding trainers this racetrack has ever seen. Does this moment feel special to you when you think of the context and your family?
Oh, definitely. You know, this all couldn't be possible without my dad. You know, he taught me everything. He set the foundation. So I'm just continuing where he left off. And you know, I have to dedicate this win to Carlton Watson. He's been tremendous for the sport, and I'm so happy to get this win for him.
Okay, so there you have it, the thoughts of Jason DaCosta, the winning trainer of Fun Can't Done, the winner of the Mute Mile, the third staging at Caymanas Park earlier today. And he was talking with Lance Whitaker of Sportsmax. We take a break and we come back with more here on Sports Nation Live.
Hi there. Here's some good news for these trying times. Quote, "By God's word, I can see where I'm going. They throw a beam of light on my dark path." Unquote. Psalm 119, verse 105. Listen for God's word weekdays at 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. through
Oasis. Stop by for a refreshing drink and share a God perspective for the day.
Oasis, weekdays 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. right here on Nationwide, a revolution in media.
The rebroadcast of the Oasis can be heard weekdays at 5:45 a.m.
Tune in to the Consumer Hour every first and third Thursday for MLSS and You. Brought to you by the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, providing opportunity, stability, and social protection.
Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Stay ahead of the curve with our cutting-edge reporting and accurate breaking news coverage.
We're having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Hear it here first on Nationwide 90 FM. Tune in, turn up the volume, and listen. We bring a mix of news, entertainment, and sports to your lives.
Nationwide 90 FM's live and continuous coverage of the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary.
News and discussions week mornings.
Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning.
Entertainment in the afternoons, then news again in the evenings.
Nationwide news at this hour, fired.
Also tune in to the entertainment and sports shows in the nights and on the weekends.
It is Boy Things After Dark right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Everything is news, from current affairs and entertainment to sports, business, and other categories.
Nationwide 90 FM. This is Beanie Man. Give it to them. Zaga, Zen.
From every whisper to every commotion.
That's rubbish. The KSAMC cannot investigate itself.
Every news story unfolds here first at Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Every sound is a story, and every story we share is news.
But is this real? Hey, Greg, come look at this. Oh my, it's happening. Mr. Daniels, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger.
Sir, the clicks are off the charts.
Hello, sales? What's the emergency? 9,000 clicks in one day? 3,000 order? So how much we have left? What? I soon call you back. Mr. Nakamoto, it's Danny from Jamaica. I need 5,000 of the big ones. We're back in business.
Yes, sir. Arigato. Suene.
Amplify your brand. Let Nationwide 90 FM assist you in tapping into a captivated audience across our social media platforms. For more information, contact us at 876-630-1210 or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Businesses, companies, and entrepreneurs, let's supercharge your brand.
As a parent, you give your children a good start in life. You nurture, protect, and guide them.
Parenting is a process that prepares your child for independence. As your child grows and develops, there are many things you can do to help your child. Stay tuned to The Big Show, nationwide this morning, for parenting tips. Fridays at 6:53 a.m. Only here will you learn everything you need to know about parenting. Tips to help parents navigate the incredibly challenging and rewarding journey of child rearing. Parenting tips on Nationwide at 90 FM, the revolution in media.
How certain are you that you're taking proper care of your pets? How often do you take them to the vet? Just as we need annual checkups with our doctors, most pets need regular checkups too. Owning and caring for a family pet doesn't have to be a difficult or burdensome experience. Nationwide 90 FM has an exciting feature called Pets World that will help you take better care of your pets. Join Nationwide 90 FM every Wednesday at 6:50 a.m. during the program This Morning as we take you into the do's and don'ts of caring for your pets. That's Pets World every Wednesday at 6:50 a.m. during the program This Morning on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Attention all data protection enthusiasts. Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM every Tuesday at 8:20 a.m. and Thursday at 8:25 a.m. for a new program, Data Protection Matters. Starting June 4, 2024, join us as we delve into crucial topics that will keep you informed and compliant. Data Protection Matters is hosted by Chuck Cameron, founder of Design Privacy, your trusted partner in data protection. Don't miss out. That's every Tuesday morning at 8:20 and every Thursday at 8:25 a.m. Stay protected, stay informed with Nationwide 90 FM and Design Privacy.
Catch the E-Zone with me, the Stinger Honeybee, alongside
Kareem Boyating.
As we turn up the heat
in the street. New show.
New vibes.
Same us.
Same us.
Monday to Friday, 3 to 5 p.m.
Right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
We'll bring you entertainment news.
We'll take away your Monday blues.
You don't want to miss a week with us.
We'll talk health.
Well,
jump into the mix.
Or the hot seat.
Don't miss the brain buster.
Or the crazy giveaways.
I mean, is this planet Earth?
Is it?
I don't know. Let me check. Either way, it's got a buzz.
And a Bugatti.
Ow. I only have Hanes.
Make yourself comfortable in authentic Hanes underwear. Nothing beats the never out of style ultra soft 100% premium cotton Hanes underwear. Hanes Comfort Fit V, crew neck and A shirts, absorbent Hanes socks, Comfort Flex Hanes boxer briefs for men, and stylish itch-free Hanes underwear for women and kids. Make yourself comfortable this holiday season, inside, out, and underneath with Hanes underwear for that cool all-day comfort everyone deserves.
I only have Hanes for you.
Informative, educational, insightful. Let's talk justice. Tackling topics like constitutional rights and reform, domestic violence, and rights issues that affect you. Let's talk justice every Monday from 1 to 2 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM. Call in, share your thoughts, be empowered, know your rights, and let's talk justice, ensuring access to justice for all, courtesy of Jamaicans for Justice.
Come join us outside with Pepita. Every Saturday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. right here on Nationwide 90 FM. We bring you the views, the news, and we'll be cruising all around Jamaica.
Hey, surprise them with a bang.
Where the hot spots, raindrops, sunshine, we'll be there. Don't miss it, don't miss it. Outside with Pepita.
Okay, good evening. Welcome back to Sports Nation Live. I am Alric Swaby, working with Kevin Williams on the other side of the glass. And my studio is invaded by some gymnasts. I mean, they can't jump and flick and all of that like me, but there are some great gymnasts, and we are happy that they represented Jamaica at the recent Carifta Championships, which is what we'll be talking about, as national coach Nadine White was impressed with Jamaica's performance at the inaugural staging of the Carifta Gymnastics Championships, which was held recently at the National Indoor Sports Centre. White says Jamaica's level 1 gymnasts gave a good showing. The Jamaicans went up against teams from Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Aruba, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Bermuda and the Bahamas. And like I said earlier, I have a couple of gymnasts in the studio with me. First up, we have Liana Blake. Liana, introduce yourself and tell us the level that you competed at.
My name is Liana Blake, and I competed USAG level 8.
Right, and just to her left, we have Elissa Alexander. Elissa?
My name is Elissa Alexander, and I competed USAG level 8.
And to my left, we have Zaria Liana. Zaria? That's your name. Introduce yourself to us. Tell us your name and the level that you competed at.
My name is Zaria Lorraine, and I competed level 2 USAG.
Okay, and we have Deviane McIntosh, and she competed in what level you competed in, Dave?
My name is Deviane McIntosh, and I competed in USAG level 1.
Okay, so let me kick things off with Liana. Liana, tell me, when you were preparing for the Carifta Championships, this is the first one Jamaica hosting. Were you nervous? Was there a lot of pressure on you?
Not a lot of pressure, but I kind of felt the pressure because it was the first ever Carifta Games and it was being held here. So I felt like we had to make a good impression since we were hosting it.
Right, and tell me how you think you performed.
I think I performed well, seeing that I had a knee injury, but I didn't really perform to the best I could because of my knee injury, but I think I did well.
Right, and let me come to your left now with Elissa. Elissa, I see you wearing a lot of medals around your neck. I'm wondering if you're a rapper or a DJ. Why are you wearing so much medals around your neck? Tell me, how did you do at the championships?
I think I did well.
Tell me, what were some of the events that you competed in?
I competed in all the events. Floors, vault, beam and bars.
Which you think was your best?
Floors.
Why? What medal did you get for that?
First.
You got the gold for that. Okay. And Zaria, what medal did you get?
A first place medal.
You got the gold. In which event?
Bars.
Bars. And that's your favorite event?
No.
No, you got gold and it wasn't your favorite. Which is your favorite event?
Vault.
Vault, but you didn't do so well in the vault. So what your coach say to you that you'll have to do better next time to ensure that you get a medal in the vault next time around?
Straighten my legs.
Okay, you have to straighten your leg. And let me go over to Davian Day. Davian Day, I see you have a lot of medals as well. How did you do in the competition? How many medals you won, and what events did you win them in?
I did well, and I got the second place on bars, and I got the third place on floors. I got a next third place on BM, and I came third overall.
And tell me, did you enjoy competing at the Carifta Championships?
Yeah.
What you like most about it?
I like that we got to enjoy ourselves and compete, and it was very fun.
It was very fun. Mm-hmm. Okay, Liana, like I said, like Daviane said, she enjoyed herself. I'm sure you did also. What was so special about competing? Did you get to meet new friends from other countries?
Yes, I did get to meet some new people from Trinidad, but I mostly got to meet some of my teammates because some of them don't train locally, they train overseas. So I got to meet some of them for the first time or like reunite with some of them, so that was very nice.
And Elisa, you seem to be one of the standout gymnasts after the Carifta Championships. Tell me, which school do you attend?
St. Andrew High School for girls.
And when you go back to school and you tell them, hey, I'm a Carifta medalist, how did they welcome you at school? What did your peers and the teachers and principals say to you?
The principal called me. The principal called me on the stage.
and see, let everyone know that you're a medalist and you represented Jamaica, and they should be proud of you and should try to be like you, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay, let me come over to Zaria. Zaria, which school do you attend?
I attend St. Hugh's Prep School.
And I'm sure that when you went back to St. Hugh's and they saw that you are a gold medalist at the Carifta Championships and you are a gymnast that will represent Jamaica in the near future at the Olympics, everyone was excited and they would have brought cake and ice cream for you. What did your friends and teachers said to you when they learned that you won gold at the Carifta Championships?
They said good job.
Right, and it was a good job indeed. Let me talk with Davine. Davine, you are a multiple medalist as well. Tell me, which school did you attend? Do you attend?
Mona Heights Primary.
Mona Primary.
Yeah.
And your teachers and classmates would have welcomed you and cheer you on, knowing that you're a medalist, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did they do? They bought cake and ice cream and all that? No cake, no ice cream. I am petitioning because I wanted a slice of the cake, but nobody got any cake and ice cream, so I'm very disappointed. I'm going to tell Mona and St. Hugh's and all the other schools, Monday morning, make sure my friends have cake and ice cream, and they will be sending my slice and my cup of ice cream as well. I don't like chocolate cake, so let them know that I don't like chocolate cake, okay? Liana, tell me one thing that you enjoyed about the championships that you wish it would go on and on forever.
I enjoyed competing. The thrill of competing was very not used to it as much, so I'd want to do it again, but not really.
Right, and Elisa, tell me, you won a number of medals, but what's the particular gymnast that you believe, man, I should have beaten that gymnast? From Trinidad, from Bahamas, from... You may not remember the name, but the country that the gymnast is from?
Trinidad.
Okay, Trinidad was the one that gave us a lot of trouble. Okay, so next year we'll be training harder to ensure that when we see the Trinidadians, then we'll drive fear in them, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's take a quick break and come back with more here on Sports Nation Live.
Is this real? Hey, Greg, come look at this. Oh my, it's happening. Mr. Daniels, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger.
Sir, the clicks are off the charts.
Hello, sales? What's the emergency? 9,000 clicks in one day? 3,000 order? So how much we have left? What? I soon call you back. Mr. Nakamoto, it's Danny from Jamaica. I need 5,000 of the big ones. We're back in business.
Yes, sir. Arigato. Suene.
Amplify your brand. Let Nationwide 90 FM assist you in tapping into a captivated audience across our social media platforms. For more information, contact us at 876-630-1210 or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Businesses, companies, and entrepreneurs, let's supercharge your brand. Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Stay ahead of the curve with our cutting-edge reporting and accurate breaking news coverage.
We're having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Hear it here first on Nationwide 90 FM. Tune in, turn up the volume, and listen. We bring a mix of news, entertainment, and sports to your lives.
Nationwide 90 FM's live and continuous coverage of the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary.
News and discussions week mornings.
Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning.
Entertainment in the afternoons, then news again in the evenings.
Nationwide news at this hour, fired.
Also, tune in to the entertainment and sports shows in the nights and on the weekends.
It is Boy Things After Dark right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Everything is news, from current affairs and entertainment to sports, business, and other categories.
Nationwide 90 FM. This is Beanie Man. Give it to them. Zaga, Zen.
From every whisper to every commotion.
That's rubbish. The KSAMC cannot investigate itself.
Every news story unfolds here first at Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Every sound is a story, and every story we share is news.
Okay, good evening. Welcome back to Sports Nation Live. I'm Alex Raby, working with Kevin Williams on the other side of the glass, my technical operator. And we still have some gymnasts, and another set of gymnasts invade my studio. And like I said, I am the best gymnast ever. There's none greater than I am, not even Simone Biles. I taught Simone Biles everything she knows. You believe that, right? Right. So therefore, I must say, God forgive me for saying that I did not teach Simone Biles anything. But I have four more gymnasts with me. We have Layla Blake to my extreme right, and not Layla, but Ariana Powell to my extreme right, Asanya Llewellyn to my right. To my left is Layla Bell, and to her left is Micah Hilton, Micah McIntyre. So I'm going to give them an opportunity to properly introduce themselves and the level that they competed in. Starting with Ariana. Ariana, just introduce yourself to Jamaica and tell us the level that you competed at. What's your name and what level you compete at? Level 1, level 2, what was your level?
My name is Ariana and I'm at level 2.
Okay, and Asanya, what level you competed at?
My name is Asanya Llewellyn and I competed at level 1.
Okay, and Layla, you competed at what level?
My name is Layla Bell and I competed at a level 3.
And Micah?
My name is Micah McIntyre and I competed USA level 6.
Okay, let me stick with you, Micah. As a level 6 competitor, you would have been one of the senior gymnasts. You would have been called upon by the coaches and management to play a leading role in sort of guiding and protecting the younger gymnasts. Tell me, what was it like being one of the senior gymnasts on the Jamaica team?
Well, I always help out with like competition and those stuff for the younger kids. But when it was competition time, I encouraged them that they did well, and I just told them to remember everything that they practiced because they trained really hard, and I just told them to do their best.
So when you give them all the advice, who give you advice as to remember what you practice and do your best?
God.
You don't need any other coach. That's the greatest coach ever. Well, let me come now to Layla. Layla, You competed at level 2, you said?
3.
Level 3. What was it like going up against gymnasts from other countries? Did it make you extra nervous knowing that these gymnasts come all the way from Trinidad, Bermuda, Bahamas? Or you know that your coaches trained you well, so you would have done better than them, or are good enough to medal?
No.
No. So what was it like for you competing? Did you enjoy it? Were you nervous?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both. And tell me, which was the best event that you competed in? Bars, floors? What was your best event?
Bars.
Why you like the bars?
I don't really. It was just the best event.
Okay. And then tell me why you think you did so well on the bars, and even though it wasn't your best event.
I'm actually not sure why.
Okay, and how many medals did you win?
4.
And what was they? Gold, silver, bronze? What were they?
1 silver and 3 bronze.
Okay. And let me come over now to Ariana. Ariana, I see you wearing a number of medals as well. Tell me what was the events that you competed in, and which event you won what medal for?
I competed in bars, floors, beam,
And tell me
and vault.
And what was the medals that you won? You can look at them and tell us what it is. Bronze, gold.
2 3s and 1 2.
Okay, so 2 bronze and a silver. Okay, that's great. And Asanya, I see you have some pretty nail polish. What was that part of your costume? Did you have to wear nail polish while you compete?
No.
And tell me, my daughter did gymnastics for some time, and the reason why she started gymnastics was for the costumes that the gymnasts wore. Why do you love gymnastics?
Because it seems like a fun sport.
And now that you're doing it, is it fun, or the coaches are just too hard and you want to go home and sleep, and they want you to train Monday to Friday, and even on weekends when you want to play video games, they still saying, hey, come out and train. You still find it fun?
Yes.
Most definitely. But you want to tell the coach, ease up a little bit. Well, you can't, because you want to win the medals at Carifta and other competitions.
Yes.
And tell me, what were the events that you won medals in?
I got silver for beam and bronze for floors.
And which are the events were your favorite?
Bars.
Bars? You won medal in bars?
No.
So you didn't get any medals in your favorite? How come? You're not sure. Okay. But again, tell me, when you think back on the competition, what's the favorite? What's the thing you remember most about it? What do you enjoy most about it?
I remember that I went up and receive my medals.
Okay. So it was a lot of excitement. Coaches, fans, your family were all cheering you when you went up to get your medals, right?
Yes.
And like I asked the others before you, what was it like when you went back to school? Which school do you attend, and what was it like when you went back to school? What did your friends and teachers and principals say and do for you to let everybody know that, hey, one of our students is a medalist at the Carifta Championships?
I attend the school institute in Mandeville.
Right.
My friends, teacher, or principal didn't say anything.
Yeah, what? I'll have to leave the number with me. I'll have to give them a call, because, like I said, I'm gonna need some cake come Monday, right? And tell me, Ariana, how did your friends and teachers greet you when you went back to school?
My friend said, all my friend said was, I see you on Facebook.
Okay, so you're a superstar now. Which school is that?
Cerritos Primary.
Okay, that's the school my daughter attends as well. And there's another gym. I don't know if she still competes, Zakura, something like that. She used to do gymnastics when my daughter did it. And tell me, let me go over here to Micah. Micah, tell me, what did you remember most about the competition? What you enjoyed the most?
Well, when I saw my coach's proud face and my family all came out to watch me.
So I know somebody must give you cake and ice cream and all of that after doing so well. Which school you attend, and how did they receive you after the competition?
I attend the St. Andrew High School for Girls, and my principal called me up on stage with Edisa, but she wasn't there, and she said about the medals that we got and asked what we got. Yeah.
So the St. Andrew High School for Girls didn't give you cake and ice cream. I know Mona Prep would have given you cake and ice cream, right?
No.
What? So I'm here campaigning for cake and ice cream for nothing. But tell me, how did they receive you? How did they greet you when they know that you're a medalist at the Carifta game?
Most of them said congratulations and hugged me.
Okay, but still no cake and ice cream. Okay, but that's okay. Let me bring the coach in, or the manager, team manager in here. Tell me, as a team manager, how challenging was it managing the team? And I'm sure you had to wear the hat of organizer as well to help in the running of the event. It was here in Jamaica. Tell me, what was it like?
It was absolutely a team effort. So not just the organizers, but the coaches, the parents played a huge role as well. And without everybody on board, we definitely wouldn't have been able to pull it off. But we did, and it was fantastic. These girls, I know they're acting a little shy right now, but all of them came out. They gave their very best, and we could not be more proud of how they performed for Team Jamaica.
And tell me, what was the feedback from the other countries that came?
No, man, the other countries were definitely challenged. It's hard in gymnastics to have the teams ranked because some countries only bring 2 levels where some others have like 10 different levels. So we're only able to rank each level individually, and Jamaica was in the top 3 for almost every single level. In terms of like a medal tally, Jamaica was second in the medal tally. Trinidad did beat us this time around, but we'll get them back.
Most definitely. We don't invite them back. No.
No, we'll invite them back for sure.
But tell me, like I said, everyone had to come on board and ensure that this was a success. When you look back at the whole execution of the meet, is there anything you think that Jamaica could have done better to make it a better experience?
I think we could have had a couple more Jamaicans in the stands. I think that would have really helped to just make it that much more fantastic. We did have some of these girls, their entire class came and supported them. We had a group of students from Constitution Hill, so that's always beautiful when we see kids in particular supporting their classmates and their friends, but definitely just a little bit more support in the stands would have been great.
Any idea where the Carifta will be next, or we'll be hosting again?
No, I don't think they'll allow us to host 2 years in a row, so everyone will have to put in their bids, and then we'll see where it will be next year.
We're the greatest, so we can...
We are the greatest, yes, that's true.
Well, seriously, I'm assuming after your first taste of the Carifta, gymnastics would have been asking for Carifta, for the event to be in Carifta for a number of years now. It is a part of the Carifta movement. Tell me, after getting your first taste, I'm assuming that preparation for next year starts now.
Absolutely. We actually, right after Carifta was finished, we had our Jamaica Classics, and we used that meet to select our national team for the next season. So we'll come back a couple weeks and let you know who's on the team and how that went. But we're already preparing for next season. These girls are going to some international meets next, and then some club meets, and then it will be Carifta time again.
Okay, and I'm sure a lot of persons came on board and assist in ensuring that this thing was a success. if you care to share some of your sponsors who would have came on board and ensure that.
Absolutely. We had the Sports Development Foundation, the JOA, Supreme Ventures, Mayberry was huge, JPS, so many sponsors across the board. The Courtly Hotel was very big in hosting the nations from overseas. And just, as I said before, without the sponsors, there's no way that we could have really pulled this off.
Like you said, JPS, that means you and JPS are friends, so...
Yes, JPS and friends.
My light bill, I will send it over to you. And
no.
But overall, how would you rank the Carifta Championships?
I think that this was a beautiful inaugural Carifta Championships. We really, showed the world that, first of all, Jamaica can do it, and we did it really, really well. It was well organized. Things ran smoothly on time. The scores came through on time, so we didn't have any delays in that. So I think in terms of organizing the event, I think we did a beautiful job, and everyone else is going to try to match this.
Okay, and leading up to the championships, one of the gymnasts came and she promised me 30 goals. I don't say I come back with my goals, but it's okay.
I'll have her call you.
Well, it was a pleasure having you all here, and we again say thanks, and we appreciate your performance, appreciate you representing the country and representing us so well. And again, we say thanks and congratulations to you all. So with that, we take a break and we come back with more here on Sports Nation Live.
As a parent, you give your children a good start in life. You nurture, protect, and guide them. Parenting is a process that prepares your child for independence. As your child grows and develops, there are many things you can do to help your child. Stay tuned to The Big Show, nationwide this morning, for parenting tips. Fridays at 6:53 a.m. Only here will you learn everything you need to know about parenting. Tips to help parents navigate the incredibly challenging and rewarding journey of child rearing. Parenting tips on Nationwide at 90 FM, the revolution in media. You can have it all. Company events, birthday parties, or the wedding of your dreams. It's all possible at Grand Palladium Hotels and Resorts. We have magnificent event rooms and a dedicated team that will make your event the best experience that only Grand Palladium Hotels and Resorts can offer. Contact us at 876-619-0000 or call your favorite travel agency and ask about our promotion designed especially for you.
Have yourself a Color Glow Christmas with Edge Campaigns, where you could win amazing prizes. Just spend $20,000 or more on Edge Cam products, or
buy 1 5-gallon Color Glow plus low sheen paint to enter. You could win a weekend for two at a resort, among other great prizes.
Shop at participating distributors island-wide to enter.
Visit our socials at Edgecam Jamaica for full rules and details.
Promotion runs November 15 to December 15, 2024.
It's a Color Glow Christmas with Edge Campaigns, changing lives 1 gallon at a time.
Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming, and Lotteries Act.
Dive into a holistic healing symphony with Dr. Denise Daly as she explores the incredible healing potential of the Nature's Remedies. Starting January 9, 2024, Nationwide at 5 hosts the Nature's Remedies from 7 to 8 p.m. every Tuesday. The segment bestows a plethora of organic wellness wisdom onto all listeners. If you're uncomfortable with popping all those pills, then embark on this natural journey and discover how the Nature's Remedies can help. Tune in for the facts that will transform your perspective on herbal solutions and natural therapies. That's Nature's Remedies, every Tuesday during Nationwide at 5 from 7 to 8 p.m. Only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media.
Okay, good evening. Welcome back to Sports Nation Live, and we're in our NFL segment now. Unfortunately, Jerome was crying about Manchester United's performance earlier today.
First of all, what is on Manchester United? That's the first thing.
It took us time to stop us.
Okay.
But I mean, Manchester United. But I won't keep you because you lick your wounds and come out. And
Alric, I'm not saying that this is a long time, and this is what you agree with us. Like you can't say good afternoon. Like you can't say good afternoon.
I said that earlier.
No. Say good afternoon. Say good afternoon, Alric.
Good afternoon.
Let's start on a good.
Okay, good afternoon, Jerome Jarrett, Manchester United fan who has been crying all day and couldn't start his segment on time.
Not been crying all day.
He's coming now to start his segment. But I sympathize with you. I mean, you're not a Liverpool fan, but it's okay. Well, like I said,
I'm a Liverpool female football team. Liverpool female football team.
You can't go anywhere close to Merseyside, so don't even bother with it. But let me turn over to you. It's the Jerome Goodine, and it's the NFL time.
Yeah, so for those persons who tuned in at 6:30 to hear where Jerome was wrong, sorry to disappoint you, but
he was wrong to support Manchester United.
At 7:30, and we are in the Gridiron segment, and I have, as usual, Paul and Remy with me. Gentlemen, how are you doing?
Doing fine, man. What's up? I'm good, brother. I'm good.
Yeah, man. Sitting on top of the world, Liverpool on top of the Premier League for a while, so I'm sure you guys feeling good about that.
Well, I've been told that my team is elephants in the trees, so I just waiting and watching,
Okay. Well, I always fall off at some point of the season, but it's good.
I love it.
It's good not to be a Man City fan right now. So I haven't heard Man City fans in a long time, but that's how it goes. You millennials.
But by next season, you'll probably be playing the Jamaica Premier League. I don't know.
Alric, you need to be here.
Yeah, all right, no wrestle.
Low blow that, brother.
That's fine. It doesn't hurt. I'm numb. But anyway, let's get into where Jerome was wrong this week. There's not a lot of where Jerome was wrong. I had a pretty good week last week. Very, very, very good. Good job, Jerome. Excellent job. But where Jerome was wrong, I thought...
Man, boost himself.
Yeah, man. I definitely thought Cincinnati would get the better of Pittsburgh. I mean, Cincinnati, I'm done with Cincinnati. I'm out. I'm off on Cincinnati. As good a team as the Cincinnati Bengals are, there's just no wins to show for it. They're 4-7 right now. I think they're 4-8. I think they're 4-8. Pretty much out of the playoff hunt. This team is just too good to be 4-8, Paul. What went wrong for the Cincinnati Bengals, apart from they still haven't fired their defensive coordinator? Not sure why. But what has gone wrong for this team?
I mean, I think you kind of intimated it there. It's the defense. The defense is all-time ridiculously terrible. Meanwhile, Joe Burrow is putting up what we would consider to be MVP-type numbers if he could actually have a defense to support him with all the points he's scoring. I mean, the sad reality is this team, for whatever reason, every season they have a slow start, and that already puts them behind the 8-ball. But then you're playing in one of the toughest divisions in football, and you find yourself not being able to stop anybody. You're not going to win games. It's just simple as that. And then, of course, the ownership took forever, or is taking forever, to commit to some of the key pieces on the offensive side, and that impacts the synergy of the entire team, regardless of how you want to spin it. And this is where they are, and they kind of deserve it, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, where Jerome was wrong. I drank this Baltimore Kool-Aid. I keep saying the Baltimore Ravens are a Super Bowl contender, and every time they play a good team, they lose. I thought they should have beaten Philadelphia. I really didn't think
in Baltimore.
The Eagles. I didn't think that the Eagles would go into Baltimore and come out with a W, but the Philadelphia Eagles did. Is it Remy? I'll throw it to you here. Is it that the Philadelphia Eagles are better than we thought, or the Baltimore Ravens are not as good as we thought?
I really think you have to give the Eagles some credit. I mean, like yourself, I thought the Ravens would win this game, especially being in Baltimore. Heavyweight fights. Both teams very physical. They play. Both teams play to their strengths. It was the backup, the matchup of the running backs.
And, Philly has proven to me that Vic Fangio, along with Saquon Barkley, are the additions of this NFL season. I mean, that Philadelphia defense is legit.
Yeah.
Especially the defensive line. Those guys are just monsters. I mean, when you can contain Derrick Henry, which is holding him to under 90 yards, right? And, harass Lamar Jackson and just really, put the top offense in a bag and just beat on it with a baseball bat. I mean, that is an impressive performance on the road. And they're doing this without Jalen Hurts really doing anything. I mean, he is just a passenger. His job is just to not screw it up.
Yeah.
And I think the Eagles, old school, run the ball, be patient, and they just wear you down, and that defense is very, very impressive. And I think we have to look at the Eagles as a legit Super Bowl contender. I mean, I had Detroit as 1 and Eagles as 2. Right now, I think it's 1 and 1A.
Paul, the second part of the question, are the Baltimore Ravens not as good as we thought they were? Every time Lamar Jackson plays in a big game, he crumbles. We've seen him demolish the AFC. I think there's a stat that he's something like 23-1 or no 23-2 against the AFC. But every time we see Lamar Jackson in a quote unquote big game, he's just not Lamar Jackson that we've come to know and admire. Are the Baltimore Ravens overrated?
I wouldn't say that. I think they have somewhat of the symptoms that the Cincinnati Bengals have. They have a quarterback who, as far as his performance, he's playing at an MVP level. He's not only putting up numbers, but he has pieces around him that can make big plays, especially in the run game and, of course, in the pass game. But the defense it's not what we are used to seeing from a Baltimore team. And when you play good teams that can pretty much, not necessarily match you person for person in terms of talent on the offensive side, but they come with good defenses as well. This is what happens. You lose games. And this thing called football is not just about one side of the field. It is a 3-part sport, and when you don't cover those other areas, you lose.
Yeah, I'm beginning to worry for the Ravens faithful. And as a black quarterback, Lamar Jackson, that choking word is coming, regularly on the mouths of different pundits. Remy, do you think Lamar Jackson will ever get that monkey off his back?
Yeah, I do. I mean, let me tell you, I think it's a little early to be out on the Ravens. I mean, I can understand the concern. I mean, they're 8-5. But if you look at this team is built for the playoffs. I mean, strong running game, ultimate dual threat quarterback. The defense actually is rounding into shape. They're not as porous as they were in previous weeks. I still think the Ravens can get it together. As a matter of fact, I think nobody's going to be lining up and saying, hey, we want the Ravens in the playoffs. I do think the only team that have the Ravens number in the playoffs, believe it or not, I think is the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that is their kryptonite. I think this year I could see Baltimore going on the road to Buffalo and winning. I could see them going to Kansas City and winning. But if they have to go to Pittsburgh, and that's how it stands right now, I think they could be one and done. But we just have to wait and see. But Pittsburgh is a matchup that I think of all teams in the playoffs, I think that's the one team that were really, built to really get them a lot of trouble. Just out of familiarity, that whole division rivalry. But I don't think the Ravens should hit the panic button yet. I think they're built for to go on the road the way they play. They can go anywhere and win any game.
Yeah, but if you were the Ravens, would you prefer to play Pittsburgh or play Buffalo or Kansas City? I would want to play Pittsburgh. At least I know what I'm getting. With Buffalo, playing in Buffalo, that's the craziest place you can play. And Josh Allen is playing at an all-world level. We know Kansas City has their number. I mean, I'd probably take my chance with Pittsburgh if I was the Ravens.
Well, let me tell you how I respond to that is the Buffalo run defense is very suspect. And when you play a team like the Ravens, remember Baltimore did beat them 35-10 early in the season. Let's not pretend like that didn't happen.
That's a year.
And it's they went toe-to-toe with Pittsburgh. And Kansas City, if Isaiah Likely wore a shoe size smaller, we might be talking about a different thing. So, but I think that Pittsburgh is the team, just how they play, and just that whole AFC North, familiarity really gives the Ravens a lot of issues. But I think they could handle the Chiefs, and I think they can handle Buffalo.
Yeah. As you talk about the Chiefs, Paul, I mean, I thought the Chiefs were poised to possibly three-peat, but there seemed to be some chink in the armor. The Chiefs are just not looking as potent as they have in times past. They look very vulnerable. Is this just Andy Reid just doing enough to win game by game and just trying to get into the playoffs? Because I saw a stat recently that this is the only team that has the record that they do, something like 11-1 with a negative yards difference. They are just barely getting by. Is this Kansas City Chiefs a dangerous team in your mind, or you think they can be had?
I mean, look, winning is infectious. It's like pretty much once you catch that disease, there's no cure for it. I mean, more often than not, you're looking at Kansas City and people are ignoring the fact that that defense is still all world. And because of that defense, they've been able to win games. The real issue is the offense, especially the offensive line. They can't protect Patrick Mahomes. He's not able to be comfortable in the pocket and make some of the throws that he's used to making. And then they have several key injuries to players that they came into the season expecting them to be big contributors. All of that being said, Kansas City is dangerous in this particular perspective. They know how to win. They know how to win close games, and they're getting healthier because they do have Pacheco back. They'll be getting back Hollywood Brown. You're going to find that Andy Reid is one of those coaches that when it gets to the playoffs, he's able to use those pieces more effectively. And you should see improvements with them having D-Hop and others on the field and being able to run the offense the way they want to. So you can't shut the door on Kansas City as a team at all.
No, I don't think I have. But talking about teams, the Detroit Lions are now 12-1. And they recently on Thursday night beat a Green Bay Packers team that is a very dangerous team. I don't think anybody wants to play the Packers. Detroit is slowly putting together a resume. They have 11 straight wins. They can beat you in multiple ways. I don't know why people don't like Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff is an all-time at this point. I've seen him resurrect two different franchises. And
you're not serious, are you, Jerome?
No, I think Jared Goff is an all-time. I said it, and I'm not taking it back.
You were saying Jared Goff in the trash when he was there with the Rams.
The same Jared Goff that I saw go toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes multiple times. The same Jared Goff that I saw in a Super Bowl. The same Jared Goff when
he was with the Rams, bro.
No. Jeff Fisher was trash, not Jared Goff. I am saying,
wow.
This Detroit Lions team, under this head coach, Dan Quinn, you know what I mean? We see Dan Quinn this week going for a fourth down. Dan Campbell going for fourth down in field goal range with time left on the clock. Putting a go-ahead field goal in jeopardy. And I'll throw it to you, Remy. Are you worried that Dan Campbell will screw up this Detroit Lions team at some point in the playoffs?
No, I'm not, because I think that he owned it last year in the NFC Championship game. If you saw his locker room speech to the team, he basically told them that, he thinks he cost them a trip to the Super Bowl with being aggressive.
And he's doing the same thing again this year.
But can I finish my point, sir? Right? That's a playoff game, right? Because, playoffs is one and done. Regular season, if you do it in week 10 or 11, you still have weeks left to play. So I think the team realized that he owned it. They have bought into this style of play, but I think there are going to be adjustments during the playoffs, right? I mean, and let's not get it twisted. If they were not aggressive on Thursday night, they don't beat Green Bay. Remember, the injuries that they had on defense. The whole game plan, you could tell, was we're going to win a shootout, and they did. They did just enough defensively, and I think there are a couple of drives where they went for it on fourth down that led to touchdowns. Anything less than TDs on a couple of the drives, they lose that game to the Packers, who you pointed out is a very dangerous team. But I think Dan Campbell will learn from his mistakes, and I think in the playoffs, I don't think he'll be as aggressive.
Yeah, but you have an identity. You don't change your identity in the playoffs. We see what happened with Lamar Jackson when they get to the playoffs.
Well, hold on. What is the Lions' identity?
Aggressive. go for it on fourth down. That's their aggressive. That's their identity.
That's a part of their identity. Their identity is also that they're a tough, smart football team. They played this game the way they had to play to win. If they were conservative, they lose that game to Green Bay. They had to go for it on fourth downs on multiple occasions.
Paul, you agreed? Sorry, finish point.
Yeah,
finish
and they were like, what, 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 6 on fourth down? And you win by a field goal, 34-31. I'd say that...
take the points.
Judge a coach by the results.
Take the points.
They did the right thing.
Take the points. Paul, you agreed with Dan Campbell going for fourth down with a minute and a half left at the 20-yard line, going in for the go-ahead score? Is that a move that you'd have done if you were the head coach?
I'll put it this way. I don't agree with the play call, but I understand the whole argument of your culture and who you are as a football team. I'm big on the numbers because analytically I think they had a 82% chance if he would have just taken the points instead of going for it on fourth down. But just making that decision without us knowing the outcome of it, because remember, Jared Goff stumbled and handed off the ball to Montgomery, I believe, and he made that first down, and it could have gone terribly wrong. But just from a numbers perspective, the probability of winning moved from 82% to like 78%. So you already made a decision that statistically you lowered your probability to win. That being said, and I agree with Remy on this is the approach of that head coach within a regular season. I think he would have had to have learned from what happened in the playoffs. If he goes into the playoffs and does that again, they're going to lose. I don't expect him to. That's where I land on it.
I don't think he's going to do that in the playoffs again.
Well, I mean, I think if that's your identity, then that's your identity. You don't change your identity in a playoff game. But
that is part of
your
identity. That's not the entire team's identity.
Well, let's
part
see.
of what they do.
Let's see. Anyway, we have 15 minutes to pick some games. The first game this week, Tennessee Titans host the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville, I think they're trying to get the first overall pick. I don't know what do they do with the first overall pick when you just gave Trevor Lawrence $200 million. But I think Tennessee gets a win here. Remy, throw it to you. Anyway, Jacksonville come out with a double.
I think Tennessee gets the win. Especially after being blasted last week in DC, I think they come back. They're the better team. They're at home. Jacksonville put up a good show against Houston last week, but without Trevor Lawrence away from home, I expect the Titans to get this one.
All right, the Miami Dolphins host the New York Jets this week. Aaron Rodgers this week says he's playing well and he wants to come back next year with the Jets if they'll allow him to.
Boy.
This is pathetic. I don't see any way New York bring back Aaron Rodgers, but it's the New York Jets. I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't see them going in Miami and coming out with a W. Give me Miami by at least 4 points. Paul.
Yeah, completely agree with you. I think from the perspective of where New York is, everybody has already packed their bag and are ready for vacation. They have a bunch of people who they've just put on IR. Their season is done. I think they've pretty much just wrapped up this project and considered it a failure. So Miami, for me, who's still statistically in the playoffs, should win this game.
All right. The Minnesota Vikings host the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, I think this is possibly Kirk Cousins' last game in Atlanta. If he stinks up the joint again, they are seeing what they have with Penix. They can't allow Kirk Cousins to cost them a season. They're sitting right on the playoff bubble. I mean, they're a borderline playoff team. I thought this team would have run away with this division. They are clearly the most talented team in this division, but it's not shown on paper. And a big part of that is Kirk Cousins continued to be his first cousin. Remy, anyway, Atlanta going Minnesota and steal a W from the Vikings.
I think for the Vikings to lose that game, they'd have to really play it down to the level of the competition and play even worse, because one of the major problems the Falcons have besides Kirk Cousins is the fact that they are dead last in pressure rate in the NFL from their defensive line. And we have seen how good the Minnesota Vikings is offensively. When you give, Sam Darnold and those weapons, time to operate and to be comfortable and they're at home, I really don't see how the Falcons win this game. I think the Vikings win comfortably.
Yeah, the Vikings for me. The New Orleans Saints traveled to New Jersey to take on Giants. Giants continue to start Danny DeVito at quarterback. New Orleans, they have looked good a couple of weeks. Derek Carr is playing a little bit better. I think Paul, New Orleans going the East Nettleford and come away with a W.
Yeah, I mean, New York to me is still in a situation where they're trying to look at the future. As far as their performances within the current season, I don't think they are positioned talent-wise to really beat this New Orleans team, even from the perspective of all the challenges that New Orleans has. So I'm going with New Orleans in this one too.
Yeah, I might sound crazy for this, but I think the Philadelphia Eagles should be an upset alert. I think the Carolina Panthers have played well. The Carolina Panthers have played well the last 4 weeks. They gave Kansas City all they can handle. Every team they've played in the last 4 weeks.
Are you picking them?
They
the
have given a hard time. I think the Eagles should be an upset alert, but given that, I think Philadelphia wins by 14 points. Remy?
Wow.
Okay, you go round and round to say you think the Eagles are going to win by 2 touchdowns. But I would say I don't think that Carolina and Bryce Young is going to have the success that they have had in previous weeks, because I think Vic Fangio and company are just going to keep on doing what they have been doing. And Saquon Barkley is going to continue being Saquon Barkley. The game is in Philly at the Link, as they say. This is a wrap. This is a lock of the week. Eagles.
I don't know put in a lock of the week. Maybe the lock of the week, Paul. Pittsburgh hosts the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland beat Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago in a Thursday night game. They come right back. Jameis Winston has been playing well so far this season. Jared Judy tore up his old team in Denver last week, even though it was a losing effort. But the Cleveland Browns have been playing inspired football. Is this an upset alert again for Pittsburgh, Paul?
I mean, it's not a lock, I can tell you that much. It's the kind of game where, because of the familiarity between these two teams, you never know what will happen. But I think Pittsburgh is at a point in the season, especially Russell Wilson and that offense, where they can put points on the board. And Jameis is going to be Jameis. I know he said he's been asking the Lord to help him with it, but not every prayer Jesus answer, because him don't necessarily know if it's good for you. You can't deal with success. So I see the Pittsburgh Steelers pulling off a victory against Cleveland at home in this matchup.
Yeah, agreed. But Remy, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers host the Las Vegas Raiders. I think the Raiders are just playing out the rest of the season. Tampa Bay still have a lot to play for. They're trying to get into the playoffs. I think Tampa Bay win by at least 10.
Well, this is one of those games that I get a funny vibe off of this game. I think that the Buccaneers should be on upset alert. I mean, they barely survived Carolina last week.
I tell you about that Carolina Panthers team.
And the Raiders went toe-to-toe with the Chiefs and should have won. I think the Buccaneers will scrape by. If they do win, I would not be surprised if Vegas beats them. I mean, I was surprised at how hard Antonio Pierce has them playing. So I don't know. This one, I mean, the Bucs defense has not been good all season, which is surprising for a Todd Bowles-led team. But I'm going to stick with them. I think they barely pull it out, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders pull a shocker.
Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Paul, the Arizona Cardinals host the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle beat them a couple of weeks ago in Seattle. I think there's a stat that Seattle has won like 7 of the last 8 meetings against Arizona. I think it continues. I have Seattle going in Arizona and beating them, even though Arizona is a much different team at home. But just matchup wise, Seattle is a bad matchup for the Arizona Cardinals. I think Seattle handle business. Paul?
I don't necessarily agree. I think Arizona should win this game. I think they're the more desperate team in this scenario. Kyler Murray, I think, has been underrated in terms of his performance this season. Just in terms of his numbers and his efficiency, it's off the charts. He should be in the MVP conversation. And I think their run game is also underrated against a Seattle defense that isn't necessarily as stout against a run. I think it's going to be an excellent game. But at home, Arizona for me.
All right. Remy, the Buffalo Bills, maybe the hottest team in the league, not named Detroit, who traveled to LA to take on the Rams. who are, I'm not sure what's up with the Rams. They should be a lot better than they are. They have gotten a lot healthier, but the team is just not clicking on all cylinders. Buffalo goes into LA and are favorites in this game. I mean, LA is not one of those teams that travel. Well, they're not traveling; they're at home, but it's not one of those great home field advantages. I think Buffalo fans going and create anarchy in Los Angeles and come away with the W.
I think this is one of those games where the Bills have to be careful because next week they play Detroit, and I think that this has trap game written all over it, and I mean all over it. So that being said, I mean I would not be surprised if Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford, and company goes off on the Bills. That run defense really has been kind of suspect. I mean, if I know the 49ers were beat up and everything last week. I was in the Blizzard, but we saw how Christian McCaffrey was running early in that game at will, and we know that Sean McVay loves to run the football, especially at home, and to keep the game close. I think the Bills, if they win, will win by the skin of their teeth. I think it's very, very, very close, very narrow. Bills definitely should be on upset alert. I know they're distracted with the prospect of playing the best team in the league, but I'm going to go with Buffalo with a very narrow win.
Mm-hmm. All of that just to go with Buffalo. The San Francisco 49ers, Paul, host the Chicago Bears. I mean, Chicago Bears, they have no luck. I mean? They have lost some heartbreakers this year. Poor coaching, poor defensive plays at the end, poor situational play. I mean, to say that Caleb Williams is the reason why they are 4-8, it would be unfair. Even though he won some games, he should have lost. But I think the Bears have found their quarterback of the future. He's shown over the last couple of weeks that he has the ability to lead this franchise. The San Francisco 49ers team, I think they're done. I think they're too old. I think they're injury prone. I think Brock Purdy has come up small this season. I think he's shown everybody that he's not worth that $200 million that everybody is saying that the 49ers should pay him. I mean, he's just looks small. He just looks small to me, Paul. But I think at home, I think they'll win this week. But I think Brock Purdy cost himself about $50 million this season.
All of that to pick San Fran, Jerome. Okay.
Yeah, bro. I'm going with the Bears. The 48ers, because they're no longer the 49ers, are done. I mean, injuries, other issues. Trent Williams, God bless him, he lost a child recently, and now he's on IR. When that guy does not play, their record tanks by literally 45%. 45%. There's no McCaffrey. McCaffrey's backup is hurt. Debo looks like he's going through some type of midlife crisis. And Brock Purdy looks like the used car salesman that he actually is. This San Francisco team is not the San Francisco of past. I love the head coach. I know he's excellent and he'll probably bounce back. But the Bears right now, who have been playing good football despite their outcomes of their games, will beat this team. Expect an upset.
Remy, you agree? You have the Bears in this game as well?
Yeah, I kind of get in that vibe off of this game. I mean, I really considered picking San Francisco, but when I thought about it, I'm like, okay, why am I picking San Francisco? Am I picking them based off of the reality of the situation, or am I picking them off of a reputation? And pretty much everything that
come to the dark side, Remy.
No, it's not dark side, man. I've been there for a long time. That's not where I've been, right? And I will say,
as bad as the San Francisco team has looked this season, and as bad as they have played, the Bears have played worse in situations.
Well, hold on. What I was about to say, look at the Bears' last couple of games. I mean, if not for a blocked field goal, they beat the Packers.
Exactly, they lost all the games. They've played well in all the games and found ways to lose them all.
Hold on a second.
They've found ways to lose them all.
If not for Matt Eberflus and his cluelessness, they would have beaten Detroit.
They've found ways to lose them all.
I think that right now, the Chicago Bears are a better football team than the San Francisco 49ers.
Their record doesn't show it.
Agreed.
That's true.
It don't matter.
You are what your record say you are, That's what Herman would say.
The only reason the 49ers are favored is because the game is in San Francisco. That's it.
Yeah. Well, they're favored by... What is this now? They're favored by 4 points. That's more than a field goal.
By 3.
by 3.
I'm
and
looking at it
in
now,
some
it says-
cases 2.5.
Well, that's a field goal. Well, anyway.
I'm looking
that's-
at the sports line odds. The man them barely favored by 3, brethren.
That's enough. That's enough.
Bears.
That's enough.
Bears.
In the game of the week this week, the Kansas City Chiefs host the Los Angeles Chargers. This should be the year the Chargers dethrone the Chiefs, but I still not giving up on Patrick Mahomes just yet. The baby goat is still there. He's not having the greatest of seasons, but he's still 11-1. I have a chance this week to go 12-1. Remy, I'll start with you here quickly. Is it no time Justin Herbert take control of this division?
I have the Chargers winning this game. I don't know about taking control of the division. I'm just focused on Sunday. I like the Chargers in this game. I love the fact that the Chargers defense has been playing pretty much lights out this season. The Chiefs offensively are not what they were in previous season. And some of the issues that the Chiefs have on defense is if Chris Jones is not wreaking havoc, they do not have a pass rush unless Steve Spagnuolo blitzes. And the only really good man corner that they have is Trent McDuffie. Now, if the Raiders were able to take advantage of the Chiefs with long passes, I don't see why the Chargers won't be able to. The Chargers are a better team defensively. I like LA in the upset in this game.
Paul, quickly, and you agree?
I agree with everything Remy said, but J.K. Dobbins is hurt. That guy, as far as a running threat, is really what makes that entire mix of the Chargers lethal, especially in terms of them being able to control the clock and pace themselves with moving the ball on the field. I think this Kansas City defense is going to do what they always do, and that's show up. And again, as I mentioned before, they're getting back key pieces with Pacheco coming back and Hollywood Brown coming back. I think Kansas City somehow wins another ugly game. So I'm going to go with them.
Yeah, the Chiefs. Until somebody beat them, the Chiefs for me. And in the Sunday night game, Dallas host the Cincinnati Bengals. These two are probably the two most underperforming teams this season. Dallas came in the year with Super Bowl expectations. Cincinnati want to get back to the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow says, once I'm here, our Super Bowl window is open. They're just not winning enough. But this should be a game that they win. I mean, we've seen Cooper Rush put up performances that spring upset. I mean, Paul, I know you don't want to pick the Cowboys, but is there any way Cooper Rush put up another performance and beat a all-time bad defensive performance from a Cincinnati Bengals?
I don't think it's about Cooper Rush. It's about the Cincinnati Bengals defense. It's that terrible. And they'll make him look like he's Roger Staubach or Troy Aikman out there. But that being said, I don't see the Dallas Cowboy defense putting a stop to what the Bengals do, and it's just going to be a shootout in Jerry's world, and you already have to play against the sun out there. I think considering all of the chaos in Dallas, I don't expect them to win this game. You're right, I will not pick the Cowboys. But to be fair to them, I think their defense is not giving up. They're just not good enough on the offensive side to match what Cincinnati brings to the table. So I expect a high-scoring game. Cincinnati wins.
I don't think it will be high-scoring, but I do think Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati will score a lot of points. I mean, Dallas is pretty much done. I mean, quickly in 30 seconds, Remy, I hear Deion Sanders said if the Raiders get the number one pick, and through Shedeur Sanders, he'll go to the Raiders. Do you think it's a good fit for Deion?
Who will go to the Raiders, Shedeur or Deion?
Both.
No, I think he'll ruin his career if he goes to the Raiders. I mean, right now the Raiders are a dysfunctional franchise. I think he's best suited for college as a coach. If Shedeur might be able to make a difference to the Raiders. I don't know. I have my questions about him, as I've said, and the Raiders have a lot of work to do. So I wish him all the best.
I don't get it, Paul. I mean, of all the teams that you could be interested in, you're interested in the Raiders if you were Deion Sanders. Is that just Vegas marketing? Is there something else that I'm not seeing? Well, it can't be that it's a football move. What's inspiring this move?
I mean, Deion Sanders once had a song. What's the name of it again, Remy? Must be the money.
Must be the money. That's right.
Yeah, but other teams can pay. Other teams can pay.
Yeah, other teams can pay, but will other teams pay him what he wants? Right? I mean, there's Dallas, and in my mind, I think they're going to bring back McCarthy. I think he's also looking at a perspective in terms of us local. Chances are there is conversations that started long before we got to this point, and these are wheels that have been put in motion, both from a money and a logistics standpoint. So that's my rationale on it as far as him making that decision. Plus, he looks good in black.
I don't know. Carriers go to the Raiders to die. I mean, it's just not a good look.
I mean, I don't agree with the move, but I agree with the move. I think he'd be better in Dallas if you ask me. Heck, if Chicago wanted you, I'd go to Chicago.
Yeah, I don't know. I say, Remy, I'll come back in the studio, running me out the studio. Gentlemen, it was fun. I mean, thanks again for joining. Another hard fought week, and it should be a good week. I mean, my fantasy team, I'm down to scraps right now, and I desperately need a win this week. So I'm praying.
I'm sorry about that.
I'm praying. I desperately need a win this week.
Just like your football team, I get murdered.
Like if it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Like I need a wash off.
You're gonna make it.
Nah. I need a wash off. I
Right.
I need showers of blessings. But anyway, it was a good session. I mean, it continues to be a strong season. Alright?
Right, and that's where we have to say good evening for now until next week. Let me say a special thanks to everyone who made the show possible. Jerome Jarrett, despite his team being demolished, let me say thanks to him.
3-2 is not demolished, Alec. 3-2
Remy
is not
Evans
demolished.
and Paul Vaughan, I'm looking forward to seeing Manu in the Jamaica Premier League next season. That's very good. Let me say a special thanks to Shillen Fraser Price, Bruce Burrows, Dr. James Scott Hamilton, St. John and Nala Party, Vassal Reynolds, Asania Llewellyn, Deviani McIntosh, Zaria Lorraine, Ariana Powell, Layla Bell, Leanna Blake, Micah McIntyre, Alyssa Alexander, Jerome Jarrett. I said that earlier, the man who his team is being destroyed week in, week out, but that's Manu for now. Without Sir Alex, I don't know. Can they play in the Jamaica Premier League at this point? I don't know. But that's
true to the great, no? You can't cut him off. You can't stop playing the music like in the Grammys. Just stop playing the music, man. Just stop playing the music.
Let me say thanks to Kevin Williams, my technical operator as well. I'm Alric Sebi saying God bless, good night, and as usual, hope that you'll be in church on Sunday, and we'll all be praying for Man United and Jerome Jarrett and his fantasy teams. But God bless, good night, and I'm inviting you to church, Tower Hill Missionary Church, 159 Olympic Way. God bless, good night.
Make yourself comfortable in authentic Hanes underwear. Nothing beats the never out of style ultra soft 100% premium cotton Hanes underwear. Hanes Comfort Fit V, crew neck and